and Kamui, we're live.
No way. I don't
Right?
believe.
Yes. So, with that being said, as you were saying,
Yeah, so about the automatic ads thing. So,
trying to
I'll
fucking
jump
do
to
it.
the related ads part before getting into like the whole upload experience for me. But on so the you know what, actually this no okay okay I'll have to do a little bit of context and then we'll go backtrack. So
Okay.
to do the upload the way it was, I couldn't use the YouTube Studio app. I had to use the on my phone, the YouTube website web browser on the phone, but not the app. And it's incredibly glitchy and hard to use. And when it came to the ads, I just couldn't add ads. And when I had automatic ad slots, it wasn't showing me the like all the automatic ads that it puts in. So and I after by the way, I was at the concert doing this at the beginning. Um, And eventually I gave up. I was like, I don't know, whatever. I screw it, whatever about the money. I was like, I'll just figure it out later. And when I finally got back to my car, pulled out my laptop, and I checked the monetization, I was like, all right, let's go see if I can add them in now. And then they just were there. So I was like, okay, so like, were they there that whole time or what? I don't know. Like, I just don't know whether they were there or not because I didn't watch the video. But so as for the uploading thing, yeah, so like I was kind of getting annoyed because like at the end I was gonna edit the video, blah blah blah, and I just asked for a current version like so many times. I was just give me the unfinished one, and like I understand, like at least he gave me like what's felt like a genuine response, but basically being like, oh, like doing the updated previews makes me feel like I have pressure on my back, blah 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 whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever, but like, and eventually they would say like, well, just give me 2 hours and then you can cancel. I don't do it. I'm like, well, I gotta leave within an hour and a half, so I really need this in like an hour. Um, and eventually he's gonna cancel the video. He's like, yeah, we'll just cancel, blah blah blah. And then I was just like, okay, but like, what about the part you did edit? Can you just send that to me and I'll pay you for it? He never responded. I was just like, okay, whatever. So here I am in my friend's car on the way to the Naruto concert. I'm like, all right, time to edit this video start to finish. If you watch the video, you'll notice I got to about the first 4 minutes before it just became the Toby avatar because we were running out of time because I was running into so many glitch. Oh, it was awful. My Final Cut Pro just towards the end just started doing terrible glitching. Everything it was doing all this wacky shit. That audio error that happened is because it just randomly was like missing plugins for like half my stuff. So I was like, I used up all my hotspot data, by the way, to do half this shit. And then I had to like re-download everything, put it back in. And then like I didn't know that it re-added sound to that clip for no reason. I muted it. It was supposed to do that. It just did. That's why there's sound there. I was like, okay, it's definitely from the plugin thing. Because I never checked it because I didn't expect that to happen for any reason. But yeah, so we were just sitting in the parking garage. I was scrambling. I was like, oh, come on, let's just, so, because we obviously want to be there on time. And I was trying to get this to work. And then, like, after that nightmare, this was, like, the most difficult thing to upload ever that I've ever done. It was a difficult upload ever. Eventually I got it, used up all my hotspot. And then, thank God, my friend was like, can you upload on your phone? I didn't even think about the fact that you might be able to. I'm going to YouTube, so when I found, the export was doing weird shit too. Like it kept just stopping. Bro, I'm telling you, this took me like an hour just to export this. This should not happen. But I was scrambling for time too. I was so mad. I was like, bro, this is not happening. And so I was like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. So I airdropped it to my phone, and that, thank God, that just happened like instantly. By the way, like I was surprised. It airdropped very quick. So I got on my phone. I was like, okay, perfect. I'll just figure out how to upload it on the way into the concert. So then I'm running into a problem. I'm like, so there's the upload button that you can do, but it only was letting me do like videos in the photos/videos album. And of course, the airdrop put it in like a files thing that's on the iPhone. So it's not in like the photos app. So I was like, great. How do I upload? I couldn't figure it out. And so I was like, all right, let me try this. So I go in the freaking YouTube Studio web browser, the glitchiest thing ever. I hate using. I've done this before to add ads. I was like at the gym. I'm like, I hate using this thing, but luckily it did let me access the file there. It's like, okay, perfect. So I start uploading it. But then I actually messaged Oodie for this part. So for some reason, it just like I was like, all right, I just gotta download the thumbnail from Discord to my phone. All I gotta do is just save an image, like any other time I've done this. It just would. It was like image can't be saved. I was like, what? And it was like talking like permissions. I was like, okay. And I go into the settings, and I'm like, okay, so Discord has permissions for literally everything. What's the problem? I'm like, all right, let me just try taking a screenshot. He just wouldn't let me screenshot. I just couldn't screenshot anything. I was doing it out of the app and everything. And then eventually let me do my home screen. It's like, what the fuck? I couldn't screenshot the image. And then I was trying, and I was like, okay, let me open the image in the web browser. Same thing. I was like, go save image. And then it wouldn't save the image. I take a screenshot, wouldn't do it. I was like, what the hell? So I was like, I messaged Oodie. I was like, I might need your help with this upload. Because I was trying to figure out, I was going to try to like, oh, it was also glitching like crazy. Like half the time, it just went. I quit out of. When I say I opened and reopened and quit out of both Discord and the YouTube Studio like 50 times, I'm not exaggerating. I'm like walking across the streets of Massachusetts on my phone trying to figure this out while we're on the way to the theater.
And a whole other
so
state.
Dangerous.
Just it's crazy.
And then eventually, so I got that messaging Oodie. I go back to just try for the 100th time. And it just magically lets me save. I was like, did messaging Oodie fix Discord? Well, thank God I thought to message you, I guess. So I got my thumbnail, and then I just played the waiting game. I was like, I don't know if I have to keep my phone open this whole time, like on the laptop, so I just left it open. Also, it was weird. So at the Attack on Titan concert, they didn't do like any security checks. You just like walked in, basically. This one, dude, they had like the metal detectors and everything. Like, I was like, oh God, I was like leaving my phone open. I'm like, I hope they don't question why my phone's open. I had to explain to him, yeah, I'm uploading a YouTube. I'm just sitting there and I'm like uploading. And like we sit down. This guy next to me, and I'm just talking to my friend about the YouTube upload. I was just like, he never asked me, "Oh, you're a YouTuber?" I wanted him to because it would have been hilarious, but he didn't say a word the whole time we were next to each other. Anyway, eventually, it goes upload. I'm like, great, perfect. Couldn't figure out the ads, so I was like, whatever. I close it, and then intermission comes around. I go to check on my phone, basically, and I'm getting you sent me the message about the audio error. I was like, oh God, because I was pleasantly surprised at YouTube Studio, but it said 1 out of 10 in like the first hour and a half, and I was looking at the view comparison. It was way higher than the others. I was like, oh God, this is awesome, but like, I hope it's not just no audio or something. Luckily, it was small, and to cap it all off, this video is it's actually popping off pretty good. Especially for my current, even for old standards, it's actually doing pretty good. But like my current standards, it's just 10 times ahead of my previous video.
You know, I was gonna say, like 3.3K
views. Pain in the ass and awful editing this video became, somehow the click-through rate's still 15%. I'm like, somehow it's just popping off. Like I was like, okay, that made it worth it.
I think that, if anything, I think that really just shows how much people demand the title to be about the most related chapter. It's crazy.
Oh, literally.
Even more than like a whole series analysis.
Doesn't matter as much as they care to make it matter.
Yeah, like the Shinju analysis doesn't do good as chapter 22 on the month that chapter 22 comes out. Like, really? That's crazy.
Oh, literally, I know. And I'm like, the Shinju analysis actually like as interesting. Like it's actually talking about what the story is trying to say. This one, I'm just talking about how like, well, Koji's gotta be wrong. You know, like that's the video. But hey, you know what? I'm not gonna complain. Like, you know, it was a nightmare, but so far it's been ruining me. And you know, I mean, like, we'll see how well this does view-wise, but this low-key, if this does well enough, it just might, like, save the hole I've been in. Like, if I'm lucky, I might get, like, unluckily... I can undo my unluck if I'm lucky. So,
Well, that was about as
very,
sporadically all over the
optimistic.
place as I could have expected. I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah. But anyway,
It's a great story.
are there any spoilers?
So, okay. I actually haven't checked.
I know this is like a sneak peek, which isn't really showing you that much, but...
Okay, so I have a funny idea of which I could join Rain's server really quick and ask them in terms of their voice to speech or whatever. Since they would probably be the ones to know, right?
Well, just look it up on Twitter.
Well, first of all, you know I don't know how to use Twitter. Second of all...
Just...
I'm kind of trying to look at something.
You're really gonna make me do this? I
mean, you probably would unironically, while driving, be better at it than me. Well done.
Alright, all I'm gonna do is open the app, refresh it, and just see if I see new images.
Oh, is that Himawari thing official?
I don't know what it's from. It's probably like from like the Naruto website or something, is my guess. I don't know what it's from.
Yeah, because
or it might be a V-Jump statement. I see a Kawaki clown. Oh crap! No, come back.
Yeah, I thought it was just some random fans analysis or whatever, but no, there's like the whole like there's a Japanese translation of it or something.
Naruto, yeah, okay, I'm saving this Kawaki clown image I just saw.
Kawaki cloud. What is he, Shikamaru?
Yeah, dude, it's pretty good. I see a spoiler that's probably fake.
Okay. Well, I don't even know what account it's gonna be.
Mark? The answer is no. Okay, so I think there's no real spoiler, is my guess, in the looks of it. Okay, so I guess that will be tomorrow. In that case, what do you want to start with?
Well, while we're waiting for Izaga to get back to me, I guess for stream, I'll say, right before stream, I took an hour nap because I was just having the craziest headache ever. So I did that, and then my alarm woke me up since I set the alarm, since I knew I just wasn't going to wake up otherwise. And so I was hoping for like a nap.
Okay, so when you weren't answering for a little bit, I was like, please tell me he set an alarm, because otherwise, I was like, bro, I'm going to be like, praying on the way back.
Yeah, so I was hoping that my body was going to treat it as a nap instead of a 1 hour sleep, to where I wake up more energized than I did when I went to sleep, but it decided 1 a.m. was too late of a cutoff period for it to be a nap, and so I woke up just exhausted. So you have no idea how badly I wanted to go back to sleep the moment I woke up, before I checked Discord or anything. But here I am. So obviously now it's not as bad because I've got like literally physically up out of bed and like moved around a little bit or whatever to before stream, but so I'm not like dying right now, but my brain is still a little bit mushy. But aside from that, like physically I'm kind of fine.
Same. That's why I'm hoping we can get into some passionate Boruto hate or something, or Boruto praise. I don't care, just something that we could be like energetic about, like my little upload story.
Okay, would you like Paradox to push an agenda?
I mean, he can. It doesn't. I mean,
I'll leave it up to you.
You want to do?
Well, he's not in the
How many
stage
more
right
topics do we need to get through?
Okay, that's fair. Well, okay, you know what? Let's just go to Boruto topics then.
Well then, let's just start with other topics and then cross that bridge real quick. We don't have to talk about everything right now, but it just kept deleting. It did it like 3 times, where it just deleted like the notes I was writing down. I was so mad. I was furious. I was like, bro, this is literally like ruining the show for me, because I'm trying to like watch it and write at the same time, and it deleted my stuff like 3 times, and I had to go back and re-remember. And eventually at the third one, I was
Oh
like,
my
I
goodness.
wrote down what I could, but I'm like, I don't know what I forgot at this point. Like, and of course, the things I remembered best were like watches you do down Hokage, the thing that you wrote down anyway. Like
Yeah.
I knew what I saw. I was like, yeah, he already got this one down, but I wanted to write it down anyway because it was too funny. But of course, like that's the stuff I remembered more, not the one I was like, "Fuck, what's the like the actual one?" So I forgot some stuff. I was so mad, so I started just putting it in the Discord intro topic. So there's like 50 posts just in there that we'll eventually have to delete. But
Okay. No, I'm kind of glad so. Okay, so then they just did do the same bad translations for you as they did for me.
yeah, Stan Sarcophagus was there. Don't talk, keep moving. You're in the way was in there.
Jerk.
There's some like I couldn't remember like if you wrote them down. So I wrote down a few things that I don't think you
Okay.
had, but there's a lot of stuff that you did have. But
Yeah.
some again, I was really pissed. I tried to remember some of the interesting ones, but like after like the third try, I was like, bro, I am like 20 minutes behind trying to write down stuff at this point. I was so mad because there was a few I'm like they were really funny, and I'm like I know I lost it at this point. Like this, I'm like fuck. I was so mad.
Okay.
So like
Well,
hopefully I'll just remember, but yeah.
for context, Kamui, what are you talking about?
The Naruto symphonic experience.
Yeah, we probably
of
never
course.
said that yet so far. So Kamui went to the Naruto symphonic experience tonight.
I did.
And I went
Oh,
a
actually,
couple
okay.
months ago.
I do have to ask you this. Okay, about that. So, were there singers at yours?
Yeah, there was two. There was a black girl and a guy. I forget who it
Okay,
was. But...
can you describe particularly the guy? Anything you remember in particular? I know if he's the same guy.
I don't remember, but he was there from like the beginning. Both of them were, both the guy and girl.
Okay, so did he have dreadlocks where part of the hair was green?
I definitely don't remember that in particular, but
okay, well, so it's really funny though because we had to like they were like announced. So it's a guy and the girl, it's both black. They're like announced at the beginning, and then out of nowhere they come out and start singing. I was like, wait, they're the singers? I was so astonished. That like made my day. Like just that revelation. And then I have to say, I think the highlight were those singers because when they did the openings, they did a really freaking good job of, at least at my concert, of sounding like the opening singers. Like they actually did a really good job as cover artists. I was like, wow, they were like the best part. And also, okay, real quick, it was really funny. So the second to last song is like opening 6 or whatever. It's one of the ones during the Sasuke retrieval arc. All of a sudden, another guy appeared. Hasn't been there the entire show. He just shows up for this one song, just out of nowhere. They're wearing striped shirt. And we're like, who is this guy? Just started singing. I was like, you did a good job. I was like, we're like, who is he? Just out of nowhere, just showed up. I did the last song. All three of them did the last one. But I was like, where was he? The first freaking 20 songs.
Oh my goodness.
Did he just show up late? Was there a third singer for yours?
I didn't notice. There might have been, but the girl was definitely the same.
Black. That stands out.
I think it was the same guy, though. I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay, well, yeah, he just came out at the end. I was like, oh. They also said that it was their last show. I was like, wait, did I get the last concert?
Well, they're on like a tour. I'm assuming it's the same group. I mean, it definitely sounds like
yeah, I think so. But like they said it was their last one. I was like, oh, I didn't realize this was the last one. Oh yeah, it's also really funny. So at the beginning, both the guy and the girl like really like hyped up, jumping around and stuff. But at the end, it was really getting really funny when like the girl was going crazy and the guy's just kind of like bobbing his knees. Like you could tell he's getting tired.
Yeah, well, no, for mine, it was they were like swaying their hips left and right, but like aggressively quickly. So it's kind of funny, especially during like one of the like power up songs, like the demonic ones or whatever for like Nine Tails Naruto.
Yeah.
You know, anytime they would have to go like, you know?
Yeah. battle. I honestly, the black guy singer, I think he made the show for me. I think he was my favorite person there. Like I just found him very entertaining. Like for no, I don't mean like this in a bad way, but for no good reason. He just entertained me. Like I just found the humor in everything he did, even when it wasn't actually fun.
I mean, I like the girl because it felt like she was technically the leader in a way. Like she was the one that's
she was absolutely the biggest Naruto fan on that concert, especially at the end. Like I could like she was getting into it. She loved it. I could tell.
Okay, Kamui, I don't know how we're ever gonna do this. We absolutely have to track her down and ask her on the podcast. I don't know who it is, but we'll find a way to look it up.
I know, I like low key. You don't know how badly I wanted to just run up and be like, "I have 10K subscribers. Do you want to come on my stream?" Like I'm technically famous.
Technically famous is. I love that.
Oh, it's also weird. So like I'm like telling the story without telling the story. So I got like pretty close seats again, right? But. I don't like. I remember I got like the closest seats I could get. I guess a lot of people just canceled or got lost because there were a lot of open seats, and I ended up just moving after like the first. We waited to see if anyone would show up late, and there were a bunch of people who showed up late. Eventually, I was like, all right, let's just move forward. Like, just go up. I have this rows by ourselves. It was so much more comfortable with these small seats. I was like, we just moved. I was like, no, all right, I don't know where they went, but they're not here.
Yeah, okay, so it sounds like you had the similar experience to me, to where technically you bought a specific seat, but literally nobody cared where you sat.
Oh yeah, I know. Like, there's like people like the security guys. They didn't say anything when I just moved forward.
Yeah, and like hilariously, like some of the staff are like walking up and down the aisles.
It was spilled out on.
Yeah, it's just like throughout the concert, you just see the people with like the light.
Just let us go. I don't think he cared.
Yeah, just the light flashes going up and down the aisle.
Yeah, this was like, it wasn't like the Attack on Titan concert. It was like way different vibe. Like you said, like people are taking photos, people are yelling and stuff.
Did you?
Everyone, I think Rock Lee got the most yells. You know, I felt like I was the only Kimimaro fan there. I was so upset when there's just no seats. The only seat of Dosu, I think, it's really just Zaku anyway. It's just them running into the forest of death. I was like, oh, I couldn't even yell for Dosu.
Did you have a "We love you, Tsunade" guy in your audience for any character or any scene?
We did get there's a few things, but the one I really remember is when someone just randomly yelled "Datsubayo" at a certain like scene. I don't remember when exactly it was, but it was really funny. Like everyone started laughing. There were a few cosplayers too. I didn't see too many, but we saw Sakura. We were like, oh, Sakura. I was like, is she in the concert? Obviously not. But and then on our way, this was like just outside when we were walking back to the car. I saw some guy. He had a really cool Naruto jacket, and like I think it was. I didn't really look, but I think I think the girl was Sexy Jutsu Naruto or something. But
oh my god, Kamui! Oh my god, you just This is the biggest missed opportunity for the entire thing. I don't even care if they're not Naruto fans or they're just random people, but the orchestra players absolutely should have been in cosplay for Naruto. Have them be the freaking dressed as the Akatsuki or something. Just to be so cool, bro. It's the easiest thing.
I agree. It would be really cool. I mean, even especially with, I don't know if your concert did this, but for the Sexy Jutsu theme, they like, there was the flute lady and one other instrument lady. They're like sitting on some box and they have their like, you know, like feet kicked up, like they're like quote unquote being sexy for the theme. And like the two singers are blowing bubbles on them and stuff. Like they should have been like in the cosplay outfit or something.
Blowing bubble? Definitely not. I must have missed that if they did. There's no way.
Oh yeah, no. And then in the middle of the theme, they went back to playing the instruments, and then they were still blowing bubbles on them.
No, bro, that's crazy. Yeah, no, my orchestra players were just playing their instruments, and we never really they didn't do anything other than that. Sounds like you got a whole freaking stage play experience.
Yeah, or okay, this was funny. I didn't write this down, but during Go by Flow, this was kind of funny. You know, like the part where like people like running across the screen in the opening animation.
Yeah.
So two of the singers, they started running across the stage like the characters during those parts.
Bro, it sounds like you just got like a way better version than I did. I wonder if that's because like experience through time of doing the shows, like this was their last one, so it's their best one.
Just like, let's just like make it as fun as possible.
Yeah, maybe that as well. Yeah, they're just like screw it at this point. Why not? By the way, so I don't know if this is true in either case, but like hypothetically, if you were on tour and you got to like choose, would you have the tour start where you live or end where you live?
Good question. I would say end where you live, probably. Okay. I mean, it kind of depends. Same. It kind of depends though where you're touring though, because like hypothetically, I start in Maine and I'm gonna like end in Japan, and I'm just in a anime orchestra. I think ending in Japan's the coolest way to end, but like, or like let's just say it's only in the U.S. It feels nice to finish at home. I feel like.
I agree. Okay, I think I'm just gonna steal your answer. If it stays in country, then end where I live. If it's going out of country, just end there. That's the coolest.
Yeah, I mean it depends on which country, but like I feel like in most cases that's just kind of a cool way to go out.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Oh my god, I can't believe how much better.
But I also think that's partly also for someone who's never gone on a tour. I think your answer would change if you've like, you're a famous band, you've been on tour in different countries all the time, then I think your answer would probably just almost always be at home.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So was the venue that you went to for the Naruto thing, was it different from the Attack on Titan? Like, was it like physically a different location, a different place, a different building?
Yeah, it was in the same area, but like it was a different theater.
Okay. Was it like a different type of theater, or was it like the same kind of vibe?
Similar. It was very similar.
Okay.
Small differences. Like the seats were smaller and closer together. But it's a similar type of theater, but different place.
All right, fair enough. I wonder. There's no possible way that we could like really tell, but like I wonder if you had like the same like staff, like security guards at your theater as were at mine or whatever. Like the same people like taking our tickets.
It looked like people I knew. There's actually one of the guitarists in the thing. There's no way it was him because he wasn't that good at guitar, but I know he played guitar. He just wasn't that good. I don't think he was good enough to make it to the Naruto orchestra by any means. But like, there's a guy who looked like a kid I went to high school with in the band. There were some security officers who looked like a skinny version of someone I know. Like I was like, and then my friend posted on his story, and then someone from our high school started messaging him, and we were like, who is this Ryan? Like, because they didn't say the last name. We're trying to figure out. It was really funny. We were trying to guess who it was. They're like, oh, I want to go to the Avatar one. We were like, does Avatar do this? Like,
Avatar: The Last Airbender? Yeah, no, they do.
Anyone I knew.
Avatar: The Last Airbender does orchestras like this. I low-key really want to go to the Avatar: The Last Airbender one as well. That could be so cool.
I was looking it up. So, okay, you know what sucks? Last year, apparently, the Shippuden composer, as well as two others, like there's like an anime music thing that they do in Boston, and so Takahashi Yasuhara, whatever his name is, the Shippuden guy.
They were here.
He came to Boston last year, September 2024.
Wow.
I didn't know that. I was like, fuck. Apparently, Hunter x Hunter, same thing. That guy came. This was in like 2011 or whatever. I was looking up. And I was like, oh, does it seem like there's any Death Note or Hunter x Hunter concerts upcoming? But there was one I saw, apparently it's in Latin America, in Chile or something. They had a banger list, though, for that one. I was like, oh my god, dude, I want to go to one of those. And then I showed my friend, I got my friend to watch Death Note at work, and then I posted like a picture of the Naruto concert thing. He's like, dude, we got to go to a Death Note one. I was like, dude, if there is one, ever.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
So I will say though, the Death Note one would have to be like the Naruto one. I think, as far as the concert goes, it would have to be like an anime in the background thing while they play the music. That would be the best way to do that one. Hunter x Hunter, you could do like Attack on Titan as a concert, I think. But Death Note, you'd have to be like L's gonna be like talking to light, and you have like the themes in the background. So you have to do that. But anyway,
For Hunter x Hunter's soundtrack, I realized when listening to one of the songs back, it's it's hilarious. So first of all, so there's like this really famous song. You maybe have heard it. I know it because I watched Bluey. Wait, what?
I think I know what you're talking about, but we'll see. I'll let you say it and see if it's the thing I think you're talking about.
I don't remember the name of the song.
There's
if you
a
said
certain
it,
song that just is okay. Let's do a little bit of time. What arc is it in?
It's in the Ant arc.
Yep. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you to describe the. This technically plays twice, but
I don't know what scenes it plays. I don't know what scenes it plays.
Okay. I already know. It's got to be what you're talking about. It's when the Phantom troops in Meteor City, they're fighting like Zazan and her army, basically. And it plays Jupiter's the name of the song.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
And it's just like a classical music. I forgot who it's by, but
never mind. I take it back. That makes sense why they would do that for like story reasons rather than the orchestra person just, I guess, stealing the song and then making it the worst version of it possible. Because it sounds like they're trying to go the ominous ant-arc evilness in the orchestra when that just doesn't mix with the song. Like, it's trying to combine broccoli and ice cream in a way that just obviously will never work. It just doesn't work.
I don't know. I liked especially like in the scenes that it plays. I liked it.
Maybe in the scenes that it plays, it just works. But like on its own, it just, now that I know what that song is, maybe it's just because I'm associating it with the dreamlike, peaceful beauty of it from Bluey. But just that classical song doesn't work.
Sounds like. I don't know what the Bluey version or the original version sounds like. I just know because when I was like listening to the song, they read the comments and they were saying like, "Oh, it's so cool how he like integrated this Jupiter by so and so into the soundtrack." Yeah. That's just how I know.
Okay. I'm just saying. It's like freaking trying to make Ba Ba Black Sheep a Screamo song or something. To be fair, that would actually low-key go really hard, but you get the idea.
I mean, I know that they do stuff like that. There are some nursery rhyme screamo songs that I have heard before, so I know it's a thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will say it's cool when Phaeton's using Pain Packer and burning Zazan alive. It's pretty cool when it plays. It just blows up the hideout. It's pretty cool when it plays it there.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the scene is cool. The soundtrack, I don't know.
I don't know. I will say on my rewatch, when I first watched Hunter x Hunter, I liked the soundtrack. I think this is a me thing in general, though. On the rewatch, I went from liking it to loving it. But I feel like I'm just kind of that way. When I rewatch stuff, I just like it more.
I think they definitely overused that one song. You know which one I'm talking about? The da 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 da. Da 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 da. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, both yes and no, because I think I do, but I also can't remember what it actually sounds like.
You know which one. They play. It's mostly in the Ant arc.
Okay,
it's like every episode.
Okay, this is really funny. Okay, real quick. Okay, we're going so many directions. So I couldn't remember the name of this soundtrack. But it's really funny. So I wrote so in the text it just says I wrote the do 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 soundtrack, but like it's the like do 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 like sound. I forgot what it's called. Like we all know the song, but like that's really when I wrote it out, just as the do 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 soundtrack.
I do the same thing, to be fair. I can't even blame you.
I was also curious. So, in the concert, at first it was like 1, and I was like, oh, this seems to be the favorite theme. Then later on, it kind of became 2. Orochimaru's theme and the billion variants, and the Nervous theme and its billion variants that they made up.
Yeah.
Those were the songs of this concert. They love to play those 2 things. Like,
I know.
I was like,
specifically after that,
they could have mixed in a few Sound 5 battle themes in there.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I was waiting for Kimimara's theme to pop off.
I know, and he got his scene of when he like wakes up in the hospital bed, so they could have just put it in there or something.
Exactly.
And some songs also, like, especially since some of the songs, like Neji versus Hinata, bro, they played that shit for 10 seconds and never came back to it. They could have done that for Kimimara's theme. Like, they played Strongest Strike like 10 times. Like, man, you could have played Neji versus Hinata's full song. Come on now.
Yeah. I mean, now that you've seen the whole thing, as you remember, I was like the one like writing most of the story stuff down, or like what they actually covered or didn't cover, how long they covered it for. As well as the
I wrote down a lot of similar notes just to see, like, I just wrote down everything I could think of. And I also wrote down a lot of the songs that they were playing at times, but again, especially when the second time it deleted my stuff for Konoha Crush, basically, I didn't write down any of the songs again. I remember some stuff, like when they played the Reaper Death Steel song, but like I was like whatever at that point. I was just trying to remember the goofy things. I was pissed though, man. I was so mad that it did that twice. I don't know why. It was on my phone, and then I looked down, and it just all of a sudden it went back to Sand Sarcophagus Jutsu and above. I was like, why?
I mean,
that was crazy. Only 23 minutes left. If you haven't even started talking about Boruto.
I know. Well, we'll keep going on this probably. At this point, we might as well keep going for this until you get home, and then you can just talk about the notes you wrote down at this point. But okay, so it sounds like, from the little I skimmed over earlier, as well as from what you've said so far, it sounds like they covered like the majority of episode 1.
Yeah, it seemed like it was quite a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, at least all the important parts. Like, some things, like, for example, I wrote down, like, they skipped Iruka's, like, I should have been there for you, Naruto scene. They just skipped over that. It just, Iruka saves them, Naruto looks up and runs away. If you enjoy things like that.
That'd been the perfect place for Sadness and Sorrows, but whatever.
I know. I thought they were gonna do it there. Or, like, the swing set. Nope. Sadness and Sorrow's first time, I think, was like Sasuke's fake death or something.
Yeah,
it's like the first time I played.
If I remember. But then you agree it's crazy the way they like cut the different parts together in ways. And
some parts were really interesting.
Yeah.
There was. See, this is probably one of the ones that I mean, I'll have to see, but there's. I think. See, I don't remember the specifics. Shoot.
Would you agree
might have had
with
to
me?
Do with Tsunade. There was something that they did so weird cut. It was almost like it gave you a different interpretation if you didn't know any better. But I can't remember what the thing was. I feel like Tsunade was involved somehow, but I don't remember.
Did you notice the most, in my opinion, the craziest cut in the entire thing, which was the Naruto versus Sasuke fight, combining the two different Rasengan Chidori clashes together to make it look like Naruto just missed?
Oh, that reminds me. During the last one, I never really paid attention, but there's like these what the heck is this traffic situation? I don't know what's going on here. Well, anyway,
if you need to.
well, it's like an arrow pointing to the right when I'm already in the right lane, and there was no way to not be in the right lane for a while, so I was just confused. I was like, you want me to turn off the highway?
I mean, focus on driving if you need to. I can read comments or whatever.
Well, no, we're good. We're past that.
Okay.
So anyway, what were you saying before?
Yeah, like the weird cuts that they had at different places, combining things together in a weird way.
Yeah, I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, there was like a weird. It was an interesting one where like it cut something together in a way that was like, I don't remember what it was, but I hope it's written down anyway.
Yeah, if I remember one of them was Naruto jumping over from his statue to Sasuke's statue, and instead of landing on him and doing that whole thing, it just cuts to him like punching him like after he already got up. Whatever.
Yeah, during the I didn't pay so much attention to the cuts during the fight itself, but
But either way, let's check the comments, I guess. While Kamui does that, yo, what's up, Martin Silva? And random Ogper gameplay. Who are you? Because you definitely changed your name, right? But profile picture, I don't... Anyways, spoilers are out? I mean, something like that. Ikimoto was the one that said something about Himawari. Oh, it was Ikimoto, okay. Who did that Twitter translation? Yo, what's up, Darshikage?
How's it doing?
Yeah, I hear you, by the way, Kamui. Would it, though? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. What's up, Serenu Ronaldo? What's up? Kawaki, yes. Serenu, Raz, yes, Kawaki, exactly, Serenu. Can you mention...
If you can hear me,
I can hear you.
Chat for a minute while I put gas in, because I don't know what's going on with this audio, and I can't hear you because it's loud out here with these cars driving by.
Okay, well, if only you knew. Can you mention the idea of giving anime movies their own anime opening? Okay, so Space is saying that because I just watched the My Hero Academia movie 4, which literally had, and I mean literally, had an anime opening in the movie at the beginning. And this isn't just having a montage of a movie song. No, it had literally an anime opening in the movie. I've never seen that before. That's crazy. And I absolutely think that's a freaking sick idea. And more movies should do that. It might become a trope that gets old in time. Maybe people don't like it as much. But at the very least, it was a creative idea. I can't believe no one's ever thought to do that before. Freaking awesome. I want to see more stuff like that. There's just another opening. It doesn't like delay the movie pacing or anything. It's just another opening that's just out there now. Just in the ether, just the void. For anyone that wants it, there you go. You can just look it up on YouTube now. So just add it to the playlist of whatever you want there. So if you want to skip the opening, you can. You can do it for the movie, technically, unless you go see it in theaters, but you get the idea. But I think more movies should do that, 100%. Probably only anime movies, because it'd be weird if it was in a live-action movie, but hey, I'm down for whatever. Okay, so... Freaking How to Drain Your Dragon live action that's coming out soon. If that does an anime opening song, go for it. I listen on and off. You guys make good content. Well, thank you, devs of Fresh. We read the comment section on and off. So I'm glad that we're on the same page. I definitely want to do something like this at some point. Would be cool to talk Naruto with y'all one day. Well, we agree. And you're welcome on anytime. Yodo is confirmed dead in the Two Blue Vortex. Well, I don't know what confirmation you're looking at, but if it's the same one we were looking at, the translation was wrong, and she is on the verge of death. But unless you're looking at something new, or something different that we just haven't seen, or just something that we're forgetting maybe, just let us know, and definitely get back to us on that, Martin Silva. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Welcome back.
What the fuck? How do I get us back onto the call?
Okay, well, while Kamui's doing that, Darshikage, Jaden Namikaze made a YouTube post about the Hima thing. Okay, well, let's check out Jaden Namikaze. By the way, I am sharing my screen. Just want to make sure.
Okay, am I back?
Yes, you're back. Well, you've been back. You've just been interrupting me because you can't hear me. As I've been reading chat.
Alright, am I back?
Yes, okay, you're back. Oh, well, maybe not. Are you back?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on, but okay, perfect. Okay. Only a few more minutes until I'm home.
Oh, Kamui really doing its own thing over there, huh? I mean, you tell me, Kamui, please, tell me. Oh my gosh. Oh, what a train wreck. Kamui! Whatever. Gonna keep her in chat. Chat, please ask more questions so I don't run out of chat to read.
Wait, hold on. I'm confused. It looks like it's working, but
it is working. I hear you. Why do you not hear me?
I hear you, but I was saying hello and you weren't responding.
Yes, I was. You're wrong. Every time I responded.
No, you were. Okay. No, you did not. Okay, whatever.
My responses were painfully obvious every single time you responded to 20 different times you responded. Okay. I don't hear it. You go back on stream after the fact and just prove yourself wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyway.
Well, would you like me to keep reading chat?
Well, honestly, let's talk for like 5 minutes and then go back to reading chat as I walk inside and grab my headphones and all that.
Okay. Sure.
So I'll just pause chat for a minute.
Okay. So.
Just got home, so I'm gonna put my headphones in and try to switch. So just read chat for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, well, shout out Jaden Namikaze. It might be in the wrong account or something, but is there another one? Probably. If I were to guess. Let's see. Any other Jaden Namikazes out there? That seems like the same one. Yeah, same Jaden. All of these just Jaden. Shout out Kamui. Yeah, okay, chat. Well, what do you got for me? Let's see. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Okay. Hello. Well, that was way less. Infinitely less than 5 minutes. That's okay.
Well, I guess I got to work pretty quickly.
Well, Kamui, I'll let you know. I wasn't even able to start reading one chat message in that time.
I did it just for you.
Well, would you like me to read chat or not?
Well, that's up to you.
Well, at this point, I feel like I have to. I told the chat to write chat stuff so that I would have chat stuff to read while you're gone. So now I feel bad.
Well, did they write anything?
Well, no, they wrote a lot. Now that's why I feel bad. But Darjikage says, my first question was, why what happened to Hanabi? He knotted Pops, I forgot his name. He's Hiyashi? What makes no sense why she's home alone for 3 years. So, okay. Do we want to just segue to that?
We can talk about this. I had a Twitter comment thing with someone I'll pull up in a minute, but...
Okay. Okay, so I guess on to the Himawari thing.
Yeah, hold on. Go ahead and start it. I'm going to get a better mic setup while you do that.
Sure. So, Kamui posted a thing earlier in Boruto Topics, and I just thought it wasn't, like, a real thing. Because he just posted, like, a Twitter thing to it. I don't know where you posted it. I must have scrolled past it or something, but...
I don't know, yeah, because I got a lot of things I posted today.
Intro topics?
Desperation. So.
Oh, God, intro topics. Oh, my God, intro topics. Okay, I think it's in intro topics. Yeah, it's in intro topics.
Probably above all the orchestra stuff.
Yeah, it is here. Okay. So, do you want to read out the words that you said, or do you want me to do it while you're doing that?
You do it, because I'm switching mics.
So, Kamui says, been seeing a few posts like this. I don't want to hear anyone gassing up the prophecy arc anymore when the prophecy arc explains where Kawaki is. Laughing emoji, sobbing emoji. It's bro's mission to live with Ada and not Himawari. Laughing emoji. Clearly, you don't like the prophecy arc that much. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And so we have this post here. She lived alone, bruh. Where was Kawaki? Seems I was a fool to believe he would at least have the decency to watch the child. Boruto may not want to kill him, but I need him to leave him severely crippled, the least. And again, we have the quote here. It's the same quote from earlier. At her own request, she lives alone at the Uzumaki residence. Yeah, okay, it's the same account here. It's this same thing. Doing all the household chores. Himawari feels that her parents will return someday, so she tries to protect their place to stay. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, so I guess this is some new thing. I don't know what this is. The Naruto Boruto Twitter account, is this official? I don't know, but there's that at the very least. And the second tweet here from Invincible. Shout out Invincible. Love Invincible around here. But all right, I totally get that it was Himawari's choice to live alone while waiting for Naruhina instead of staying at the Hyuga household. ... But couldn't Hanabi or someone else just move in with her? And if Kamui's available, I'm sure he's gonna love to read his response here. But while we wait for Kamui, I guess we'll catch up on chat a little bit more. How would you do an anime opening for any Naruto Boruto movies? Just okay. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. And I think okay, actually, Spaces, this is funny. Because I think I'm still sharing my screen. Yes, I am.
This works now?
It does. If you want to talk some more. I think I already put this. Yeah, I did. Okay.
Hello?
Oh, that's just a movie I did. Yeah, hello!
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Word. Okay, so you can see my screen?
No, because you're not sharing it on Discord.
Okay. But you could hypothetically see my screen. Okay, now you can see my screen.
Okay.
Yes. Right? Yes?
I see it, yeah. Just not on the intro. Okay.
Your response to this.
Hanabi didn't even try saving Himawari versus Jura when Shikamaru ordered it. Do you really think she cares to move in with Himawari at this point? Ikimoto forgot.
I was hoping you were going to put some more oomph behind that. Ikimoto forgot.
Ikimoto forgot. That's how I like to say it.
Just like shrugging your shoulders as you do it.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's why I made the Ikimoto forgot edit as Ishiki shrugging, and I frame by frame move Ikimoto's head.
I was thinking the exact
same with Shikamaru.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. So yeah. So what do you think about the fact that Himawari's doing that? I feel like we just summarized it.
Care. Well. I mean, it says at her own request. So the simple solution is, okay, she requested to Hanabi and Hiyashi to not move in with her because that's just how she feels about it. Whoop-de-doo. You know, this would be a whole lot more impactful if Himawari A, said this in the manga, and B, had actual important screen time of noteworthiness, you know.
But why would she do that? Like, I get it. She feels that her parents will return someday. But in the meantime...
Man, if you just have Hanabi move in with you then.
Yeah. Like, why not? Like, you just hate Hanabi? Oh, but I
maybe that's why Hanabi didn't save her, because Himawari's a bitch to her.
Yeah, they're gonna come back any day now. Okay. When they get here, Hanabi can go back, but until then... I just don't understand. Like, maybe they're going for... Because the Naruto anime has done this before, in particular filler arcs, even some movies maybe. But you probably remember most the Utakata arc. The very end of it, the girl was like staying on the rock waiting for Utataka to return when he was fighting pain and dying and being taken away. And he left like the bubble for her to let her know. But to this day,
otherwise she would have waited there for eternity.
As far as we know, to this day, she's still there. I wonder, hypothetically, if Naruto would have just, like, after the war, came back and told her, hey, you know we took Kata, right? So about him.
Yeah, I know he's dead, because he was in Edo Tensei.
Yeah. I mean, I could ask Orochimaru to bring him back if you want to have the final words or something, but...
Yeah. I'm sure he'd be down.
I'll be honest, I don't even know why the Edo Tensei jutsu is so immoral and illegal in the Boruto era, to the point that Sakura and Sasuke just hate the idea that they don't want to be brought back to have final words, even though Sasuke had final words with Itachi and Naruto had final words with his dad. Like,
Also, they forget that like, people
fronts.
like Amino like are doing such bad shit that like
Yeah,
who cares?
exactly.
Just go Setsu. Sasuke was killing them. Just go
Like,
save them. Just in case.
It was only a good thing on both fronts. It's not like Minato suffered because of it. He got to talk to his son.
I mean, I
Let
guess
them have their final conversation.
well, in Minato's case, it was a Zetsu. But for like Itachi, whoever Itachi's sacrifice was, I guess it wasn't good for him. But
Oh, but it'd be so immoral to bring Jiraiya back and let him see Naruto as Hokage like he died for. Like, what do they really want here?
White Zetsu monster for it.
But death is finale. It's immoral. It's Naruto. No, I don't want to hear it, bro. It's nonsense, is what it is. You're disturbing their eternal slumber. They're not even conscious, as far as we've been aware.
Yeah, like Zabuza, he wasn't sleeping. He just didn't exist.
If anything, it's immoral to let him stay there. Actually, I just thought about something. Because Sakamo wasn't in the Pure Lands, do you think it would have been impossible to use Edo Tensei on him? Like, up through the pain arc?
It's possible, yeah. I think we might have discussed this before, but yeah.
Maybe. But at the same time, where was Zabuza? He apparently was in the Pure Lands. If he was able to be brought back from the Pure Lands.
It's the Pure Lands. Like, if Shibai isn't the Pure Lands, then he's just seeing nothing.
Do you think...
want to go there?
I mean, I do think the Pure Lands was a realm created by Shibai, connected to the Edo realm. For when they die, that's where their spirit goes. Maybe even he made the concept of spirits. It's possible, but either way. Is it possible that the Pure Lands is just the word for the afterlife in Naruto, and the Pure Lands is both heaven and hell?
Mm-hmm.
Just all of the above.
One of the afterlives of Naruto, anyway.
Yeah. Crazy.
And it may be all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To be fair, though, I think Kishimoto changed his mind on the afterlife at several points. In the Land of Waves, there definitely was like a heaven and hell type thing.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't going to send everyone to the same place originally.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Zabuza literally says hell. So.
And then, like, they're talking about, oh, well, Zabuza will be able to go where Haku is, you know, like.
Exactly.
The answer wasn't an obvious instant yes, of course, so.
Yeah.
But
anyways, do you think Kawaki and Delta will help Boruto fight Jura, or just Kawaki?
Okay. I want Delta to, but I think it's going to be just Kawaki. If Delta's there, she won't do anything.
Exactly. Like, even if Kawaki says to, she's just not going to do anything. Like, look at what she did. Kawaki and Delta versus Boruto. It's gonna be the same idea. She's gonna stand there.
Or Kawaki and Delta versus Jura last time.
Exactly. Like, it's not just Delta who was standing there. Jura was also just standing there. For the entirety of the freaking
I almost want that to be the rematch fight now. I'm just standing there.
How about
Ollie, dude?
Do you still have those feelings? Yeah, the first half, the second half didn't really feel like that space, but yeah, either way. Will Code find Koji? I don't think it's will. I think it's when will.
Yeah, well, actually, I guess that's kind of a segue. So, I don't actually. Okay, so I have a. I think it's in Boruto Topics. If you check, I wrote somewhere. I think it's Boruto Topics. How would you end the Boruto versus Jura confrontation in the least contrived way? Now, you already watched my video, or at least part of it, so you might already know my answer, but if you do, don't choose that.
Okay, well, that was what I was going to choose.
Oh,
Okay,
you
so
liked it. Okay.
let's go in order of most contrived to least contrived. So, divine intervention, curiosity, intentional hypocrisy. Okay, so we got the 3 out of the way, the most obvious answers. Okay, so beyond those,
Another one.
Mhm.
Koji is only wrong. Nothing more. He just is wrong, and there's nothing more to it.
Okay, well, if we're going with the ones that you listed, the third option you listed, because you pointed out 3, that's the one I remembered in particular.
Yeah, well, I
Boruto
said
just
options-
can revive again.
Okay, yeah, there was Let me go check my options again. For which was which? I kinda
You
forgot
were
which was
saying
which.
number 3 was Boruto can revive again, and Koji knew that, so
Yeah.
that he
I
had like the
remember
get out
2
of jail
and-
free card for the
options 2 and
future, but now
3.
he won't.
Yeah, options 2 and 3. I was like, yeah, I'm dropping the series if it's these.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Option 3 is the one you said. Yeah, the really really bad one.
Yeah, the reason I remember that is because
Boruto
in the video you
revives,
called it out after
And
that.
it's like chapter 67. There's no consequence to Boruto. It just you can, and that's that. They move forward. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Option 2. Okay, that was just Koji's wrong.
I'm not even gonna bother with the Wi-Fi. If it goes out, screw it. Yeah, you connect. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, did you
I think you're
connect
back.
now?
Okay.
Yeah, it was my Wi-Fi. It's
Okay.
stupid. Anyways, let's just confirm stream didn't end real quick.
Yeah. Good idea.
But it
mean, it wasn't
looks
long,
good.
so
Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess we're still live. All right, so back
Perfect.
to what you were saying.
Oh, well, I didn't hear what you said.
I was saying the Soul
you said
Thorn
it-
would go along with Divine Intervention as well, for
Oh,
a reason.
like, oh yeah, Hidari rotting, but this time the others.
Yeah. Or again, since it's sort of what he was saying last time anyways, a new Shinju being born could also be a reason for him to leave.
Yeah, it kind of relates to curiosity.
Exactly.
That's that realm.
Yeah. So now that we've listed all of those, we get into the real reasons that would be good.
Yeah, so some of the ones I mentioned in the video, that I thought would be pretty good. Well, decent enough. It's not my favorite one yet. Was one is just Koji's just lying because ulterior motives.
Mm-hmm.
The next 2 I'm going to kind of combine. So for options 1 and 4, I had like sub options, which is so option 1 is basically Koji lied. Option 4 is Boruto's dies and is revived, and it's via some mechanic. So it's similar to remember in the Hakuramo filler arc where the Toad gives him the tag that can revive Hamura only once, or well anyone only once, and then it's used up. So let's just say they have some mechanism to revive Boruto, but they can only use it once. And using it now is bad. It's not the time that they're supposed to use it, basically. That's option 4. And then within that, there's just 2 different reasons for why that could be. And with Koji lying, it's same idea. And I thought those could be good. For a variety of reasons. But if I had to pick, I would probably choose the Koji lie route, because if you do the revival thing, you can make it good, but it just opens up way more windows to make it bad. Because if the explanation is as shitty as Momoshiki in Chapter 67, I don't want it. If they do the Hakuramo ceiling tag thing, technically that is less shitty, but it's also very plot convenient. It's fine in the Hakuramo filler arc because it's Gamamaru, the Toad stage, and they're just doing goofy things in the filler arc. But like, you can't just have Koji walking around with one of these willy-nilly. It's just like, that's too convenient. So I'd prefer Koji's lying because either he has like a perfect plan and then plan B is 50-50, or it basically means Boruto will die for sure later on, and then Koji would have to rely on Kawaki, which he doesn't want to do, something like that. Those could work.
Real
But then that just means Jura's not gonna fight Boruto, basically, or something.
Yeah. Can
If
I
you
just
do
say
any
real
of
quick
those.
that it's ridiculous how you can't go inside of a claw mark when it's shrunken, even though when you go inside the claw mark normally, your body
know.
shrinks to fit to it.
It doesn't make sense. I know, because it's like code is way big. You see Amino getting thrown in one of these. They're way bigger than the claw marks. Why does shrinking it matter?
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense, and that's actually one of the most bullshit. It's cool, but it's complete bullshit.
Yeah. It's the same with Jiraiya's Toad. It's the same with, technically, if you want to count it, Jigen's pot with Naruto in a way, arguably. It's technically the same with, I had one more, but I'm forgetting it. If you have one, go for
Obito
it.
sucking people into his eye.
I guess, well, that wasn't the one, but I'll include that as well. There's a Boruto related one, I thought. What was it? Technically, if you want to count it, Scientific Ninja Tech, but like storing jutsu, but I'm not going to count that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those jutsu are big, though, like Momoshiki absorbing a tail beast bomb. That's bigger than them.
Yeah. I'll give you that. Okay. I mean, either way.
But yeah. But speaking of code, I want to see if you can come up with one. Oh, shoot. Okay, I gotta tell you this because you will be disappointed. There's nothing I could do. I ran out of time. There was a particular edit I was most looking forward to doing in the video I posted today.
Okay.
I just wasn't able to do. So when I said, even Yodo's got them all high strung. Yodo, bro's probably never even spoken to her in her whole life.
Yeah.
I was going to cut to, you already know,
not
Yodo clip. That was the thing.
Okay.
I almost want to say it's the thing of the video
I
was looking forward to.
I could
and I
tell
couldn't
that's
do
what
it.
you were referencing. I thought that conversation was inspiring you when you wrote the clip. So it's almost like a callback or an Easter egg, rather than something that you wrote intending to clip into it, like as a segue to it.
It's both.
So
it inspired that thing,
Yeah.
but I was going to clip it into there because I was so excited to do that, but I ran out of time. It wasn't enough. I wasn't gonna. If I was gonna do it, the video wouldn't have been posted till like midnight. And seeing as it's currently has 6.2K views in 6 hours and 40 minutes, I have no regrets. So.
Wait, 6.2? When we started stream, it was at 3.3.
And it's been consistently staying at about 1K per hour. Slightly
That's
less,
insane.
But I know. So I'm like, I have no regrets at the end of the day, but I really wanted to include that. Not that anyone would have cared besides us, but it's.
If anything, they would have got the haters
want to have my
coming
own version of the video.
All right.
Oh no, not Yoda. I know it's.
Your delivery.
I'll
in the
find
video,
a way to
was still
include
good.
some other video.
Yeah, it came across fine in the delivery, anyways, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But either way.
But anyway.
Oh
right, I was gonna read to you the my solution.
And I think we have talked about this before. And my solution is gonna bounce off of yours. I'm gonna count that as a different solution, even though it's the same premise.
Okay. Where did I write this though? Scrolling. We're talking about. Oh wait, it's in the Jura section. That's why. Okay. Okay, so I said after talking about. Oh yeah. So the gist of Jura was. He can use Hidari rotting again, which is bullshit, but narratively, Jura contradiction. Okay, sure. Narratively, it's fine. Plot-wise, it sucks. If he does anything other than just grab the soul thorns and leave immediately, then we're got a kind of contradiction where it's like, why didn't he just do that last time? can't use the same excuse because the narrative is the same for both scenes. And if he uses the excuse again, then it's just a boring ending again. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So my idea that could mitigate most of these problems and tie in some earlier stuff of this arc is if Code shows up and pretends to save Boruto from Jura, when obviously he's actually there to plant a claw mark on Boruto so that he can find Koji, or the mystery accomplice anyway. And Jura will be smart enough to figure out what Code's doing, and he's gonna make up an excuse to leave, something convincing enough for Boruto, or at least he can question it, but it's like, okay, good, I survive. But obviously, Jura has an actual reason to leave now because he knows Code can get to Koji, who is the one he really needs dead. And then this obviously is just cool for Code. Pays off his whole scene in chapter 15 where his mission now, and like I said, gives Jura an actual reason to leave. Now, some problems could be Boruto noticing the claw mark, like Shikamaru, but the Leaf Jonin didn't notice it in Tubular Vortex, so maybe Code's changed something with his claw marks. Maybe the limiters coming off affected that. Maybe the Boruto might not necessarily notice if Code does this, or if he does it to Sarada, or maybe Code comes up with a unique strategy, whatever. But Boruto can notice too, it's fine. Regardless, the point is, Code plants a claw mark. This makes things tense because if Boruto goes near Koji, Koji's in danger of dying. If Boruto notices he has to stay away from Koji and never talk to him, basically, until the claw mark's gone. So they can do a lot with that.
Real quick on the Shikamaru
The reason I worry
one?
about it not being likely, though, is because Koji versus Amado, basically. Koji can't just die right now. But
Okay.
that's the gist of that.
Well, I think Koji can absolutely die right now, but that's beside the point.
Well, I think he can, but
I
feel like they
should.
should at least do a little bit more with Koji versus Amado. That doesn't have to be direct, but
Okay.
even indirect.
Yeah, I agree. Technically they should have done that in the first place in freaking Naruto Next Generation, but that's a different rant for another day.
Well, yeah, we all agree.
Yeah, we don't even need to go down that rabbit hole. For the reason that Shikamaru knew the claw mark was on him, I don't think it's because he physically felt it separate from the other ones. I think it's just because he's smart enough to know that Code, the reason Code spared his life and pushed him away and did all that was because Code did something. He didn't know what he was doing, but he was getting himself in an opportunity to where no matter what Code did, he would have played that card by Shikamaru confronting Amado.
So I agree. And so what I'm about to say is being very literal. And you can dismiss it as that. But Shikamaru says, "You think I wouldn't notice the claw mark on my neck?" to Code in chapter 68.
Yeah.
So that's whether you want to take him literally or more figuratively in the way that you mentioned.
I mean, there is also the middle ground to where Shikamaru knew Code did something, and because of that, after the fact, off screen, either he checked or he had someone else check for him, hey, is there something on my neck or something like that? But
no.
Either way, though, yeah, definitely could do something there. Okay, so getting into it. So mine was going to bounce off of yours. So first of all, whereas I understand why you're having Code be here to tie up the things from earlier, and it's adding more reason for Code to be here, it's adding meaning for. I think it is an extra step that is unnecessary. You could just have Jura be the one to put the claw mark on Boruto, whether Boruto knows or not.
I suppose.
Yeah. So. Again, I think it doesn't matter if Boruto knows or not, and Jura wouldn't care if he knows or not, because regardless, that means he effectively can't go back to Koji, because if he does, regardless of if Boruto knows
actually,
or not.
that could play into the lie. So in this case, it doesn't really matter if it's Code or Jura. Koji just knows this will happen. He could be lying to Boruto that you will die.
Yeah.
When the real reason is we can't communicate anymore, or at least we can't be together in person anymore.
But then why wouldn't Koji just say that? Exactly.
So,
yeah.
I still would ask that, but maybe Boruto just wouldn't care as much, because at the end of the day, he could talk to Koji through the toad.
Oh yeah. I guess so. It doesn't matter really. I'd never even consider that. See, I figured this would be an actually important bad thing. Yeah, no, okay. I feel like it can't be this then, because if Boruto just doesn't know, then Koji just would have told him that this would have happened.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. So like, I like a lot of the aspects of the idea. Like the best way to get Jura to leave is one of them putting a claw mark on Boruto, but then it kind of opens the door for another problem. So it kind of boils down to a lot of specifics, because as of right now, I feel like there's no perfect answer, and there's gonna be something annoying about any option they pick. Some much more so than others, though. So I'm hoping they could choose one of the mostly okay answers.
So, okay, hypothetically, if Boruto just does get a claw mark on his neck, how long do you think he's going to wait before going to Kawaki the moment he realizes it? Because he can fly in Raijin. So do you think he can go immediately?
My problem was what I was going to say is, well, if he doesn't have a marker on Kawaki, but the problem is, okay, all he has to do is just go to the apartment. Now, how long is it really going to take?
Or just have the toad hop there. There's still one on Shikamaru, right? So
that's the issue. The other thing I was going to say, though, is if Kawaki shows up, it's kind of unrelated, but if Kawaki does show up this chapter, I'm going to be asking, who told him about this mission? Because, like, Shikamaru, Koji, and Boruto, none of them told him about the Sand Village mission. How does he know? Ada, maybe, but he's not with Ada. Ada's by herself, with Shikamaru, in fact.
Exactly.
Ameno's with Kawaki, so who told him?
Weird. There's feels like there's no reason for Kawaki to show up.
Well, there's reason as far as plot that's help with the Jura fight, but in universe, it's like
exactly.
Why are you here?
Doesn't even know.
Exactly. So that's the fake spoiler I saw to where it just looked real. Whatever it was, I was kind of skimming it. I didn't really pay attention, but it mentioned Kawaki showing up, and then never saw anything else. So I think it is just fake. But
it'd be so weird for someone to even tell Kawaki right now. Anyways, who would it be and why now? In the middle of the mission, like, is it because the mission's going wrong? No. Like, it's whenever they do this, I feel like it would have to be
a plot-induced knowledge thing to where he just knows for no reason.
Exactly. Whenever people do this trope, it's usually because Kawaki already knew and didn't want to go, but decided in the end that he was going to go.
Yeah,
just like emotional reasons. He couldn't not go. Exactly. So he's just going, come in at the last minute, save the day, or whatever other nonsense. It's not going to work anyway. It's like, if Kawaki isn't strong yet, he needs his limiters off. So if he's not strong, he's not going to make a difference. Especially against Jura, who can just one-shot Boruto, apparently.
But I'll also add real quick, other things they could do. Now, this opens up a can of worms. But Momoshiki, as far as making Jura leave go, if Momoshiki just is super fucking strong as Momoshiki right now, to where he just is Jura level.
Yeah.
As far as Koji's concerned, Momoshiki is also world level ending threat, so it doesn't really matter. For that goes, it's not good. But as far as making Jura leave, maybe that can work. But then it opens up other can of worms. Why the fuck are we doing it this arc, not last arc? And how are they going to stop Momoshiki?
I feel
if Kawaki can do it, why is Jura a threat?
Exactly. And this is part of the reason that I feel like Kawaki shouldn't use his Karma Seal to make Boruto use his Karma Seal so Momoshiki comes out. For that exact reason. Like, at the very least, Kawaki doesn't know, so why would he risk it? Last he saw, Momoshiki's stronger than Boruto. He can't beat Boruto. He definitely won't beat Momoshiki.
I really don't know what they're going to do with Momoshiki at this point, because it's like
21 chapters in.
Yeah. Well, I guess, okay. Let's just go. Okay, so this goes in line with one of my podcast topics, which is export to theory. Assuming it's true, how would you write it? So it's a similar idea. Just that it's going to be two. I'll do part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is, assuming Momoshiki does appear in this arc, how are we writing it? The second question will be, given that they didn't do it in the previous arc, we have to accept that. When will Momoshiki manifest? What do we want the surrounding context to be, based off the what knowledge we can predict anyway? So give me the two questions. So in this arc, Momoshiki manifests. How are we writing everything we can think of surrounding this?
Okay. So I'm going to give you not the answer I want, but the answer that I would think that Ikimoto wants. So because Ikimoto's versions of these characters are just completely new, different characters from the versions that they were when Kodachi was writing them, Boruto's just going to have a new, added, random character flaw to get over, just like Himawari and Sarada. And whether he does it or doesn't do it, the reasoning behind that is going to lead to Momoshiki coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, like Boruto's gonna
I hate how
like,
right you are.
Boruto's gonna randomly need to accept his love of Sarada in this arc. And the moment he does that, Momoshiki comes out.
Or, okay, this isn't... This, you could argue it's a good character arc. At first glance, I'm very hesitant. I feel like this wouldn't be a good character arc for him, but basically he needs to accept like the cold-bloodedness of the mission that Koji's trying to instill. So he willingly lets Momoshiki out as a means to an end to defeat Jura type thing.
He would never do that. Okay, he'd be totally fine accepting the cold-bloodedness of the mission. He would never let Momoshiki out. Especially under the hypothetical that it's permanent. Oh my god.
I don't like the... That'd be really funny though. I don't like the idea that like Momoshiki comes out because of injuries or knocked out in this, because I'm like, okay, last arc,
exactly,
literally passed out. So if he didn't come out then,
a stupid one for you could be he comes out because of the heat, because of the desert.
That's so stupid though.
Okay, so has it been confirmed like any time skip or jump or anything from the previous arc to this arc? Like, has it been a week or anything? A day?
I mean, as far as we're led to believe, it's like a day or two or three. Like, it's not long.
Okay. Let's just go with the most generous interpretation in terms of like the shortest amount of time. Let's just say it's later the same day. It's insane, but let's just say. So, under this hypothetical, Boruto should still be low on chakra, and because he just used his karma seal earlier today, possible that lag time could catch up to him, and he could just Momoshiki could come out based on when Kawaki activated his karma seal last time. Nuts. So it's playing off of the end of the previous arc, technically, because of it.
The only problem, here's another problem though. Boruto told Kawaki, if Momoshiki comes out, kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So, if Kawaki's there, he should want to kill Boruto. But even if Kawaki's not there, if he's told that Momoshiki came out, he should screw the Shinju and kill Boruto, because Boruto didn't say only while he's out. He just said, if he comes out, kill me. So he should just kill him in that case.
Bro, I don't know why he's even saying that. Let's be honest. Even if
he's gonna fight it if that happens.
Even if Momoshiki hasn't got stronger since he's just stronger than Kawaki. I refuse to believe otherwise for Two Blue Vortex Kawaki. He just did get weaker over the time skip. So Kawaki cannot kill Momoshiki.
But to be fair, I think he meant post limiter adjustments. But like,
we didn't say that.
Even still, though, I mean, who knows if he can beat him? But like,
exactly.
I don't know. It's just like, but the other thing is that let's just say that happens. We know that Boruto's not just gonna walk up to Kawaki next arc and be like, "All right, kill me, bro." It's such a cat thing to say to him.
Ikimoto might do that. He just might.
But he's not gonna die because we see he's fighting to not die in the flash forward scene. So it's
flip flop.
You know, like, so unless Momoshiki has still never come out up until that scene. And if that's the case, Momoshiki sucks.
I agree.
Yeah, actually, I know. Honestly, though, I think we're gonna run into this problem. Either Momoshiki's just not coming back, or Boruto's just gonna contradict himself again.
To be fair, I don't think it's a contradiction. I think he meant, like, if I am Momoshiki, kill me. Not if Momoshiki comes out and then I come back, then kill me.
No, I
I'm
agree.
back.
That's not what he meant. But what I'm saying is that if Momoshiki does come out and Kawaki's there, Boruto's eventually Boruto will regain control, and he's gonna be like, "All right, don't kill me anymore." And if I was Kawaki, I'd be like, "Bro, you said if you lost control, you're losing control. I'm killing you." Like it's just, and like at that point, it's just stupid. I don't know. It's just like,
bro, if Two Blue Vortex Kawaki can kill Boruto, or Momoshiki, I should say, literally any character can kill Momoshiki. Freaking Araya could just no-diff Borushiki, apparently.
literally, because Araya's Sage Mitsuki level, who is arguably stronger than TBV. Well, he should be stronger than TBV Karma Kawaki. He might be stronger than that. So obviously, he still has limiters, but with the Karma still, because Mitsuki seems to think that usually, like Kawaki can't take you on, but I can. You know, obviously Mitsuki was wrong, but he seems to think he's stronger than Kawaki. So.
Yeah. And to be fair to Kawaki, since I'm just leaning into your arguments here, going back to my side, I still don't think Kawaki has had a chance to even go all out into Blue Vortex, so we just haven't seen limited Kawaki's potential.
He hasn't used that word.
You haven't changed your mic, Kamui. You're just walking away. Wow, Kamui's fixing
Out of
that.
curiosity, when that happens, can you just slightly hear me upstairs? Is that how you always know?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like you're at like 2% volume. How far away were you?
Pretty far away, actually. I was like at the top of my staircase, and I had the mic in the other room at the bottom. Like, I'm surprised it picks it up because I have noise suppression. I don't know how it's picking that up because you can't hear any background noise. It's actually really good. I don't even need to use noise suppression when I record. It just stopped picking it up. I don't know how you heard me, but anyway.
Bro, Discord Chris is insane. It impresses me more and more every single day.
Exactly. Like, how does it know? But, anyway, Kawaki hasn't pulled out the horn yet, so no matter what, he just objectively hasn't used his full power. Unless we're led to believe that I'm gonna put the limiters on him over the time skip, and he specifically limited Karma 1 versus Karma 2. That's the specific thing he limited. That is so stupid, and that better not be the case. But unless that is the case, he objectively hasn't gone on.
Well, I mean, what I would want the least is if Amado explains the limiters don't actually limit base Kawaki or Karma 1 Kawaki. The limiters just prevent Kawaki from going into stage 2.
That's what I'm saying. That would be my most annoyed answer.
Yes. Oh, that'd be the worst.
That also means that he did it over the time skip.
Yes. Which, to this day, I still think he did, even if it makes no sense. I just think that's what Ikimoto's going to do. I think it's most likely for Ikimoto.
Whereas I agree, I really hope you're wrong.
We'll see.
We will.
Yes. Okay, but what were we saying earlier? What's the topic if Momoshiki comes back or something?
Yes, Momoshiki comes out in this arc. How rewriting it?
Right, I gave my answer to that. It was something with Kawaki after that, then.
We're talking about Kawaki strength. You know, if he can kill Boruto, that's fast.
Oh, I remember. Okay. Yeah, okay. So Boruto telling Kawaki to kill him makes no sense because if both Boruto and Kawaki are necessary to kill Jura, and if Momoshiki comes out and Kawaki kills Borushiki...
Yeah, so you're just giving up on Jura, I guess?
So he's given up on the world, which includes all his friends who he wants to save more than the world. So he's giving up on his friends.
Yeah.
So sorry, Himawari. I guess you're screwed.
No wonder Himawari chose to live alone. She's gonna stay that way even when everyone does come back.
Boruto's really embracing omnipotence. He wants to be Kawaki, the bad guy. I just don't understand. Like, he doesn't believe Kawaki can beat Jura at any point, so
Exactly. And if he if he thinks Kawaki can post adjustments, then why is Jura a problem? Kawaki's the problem then, okay?
Forget Boruto, wouldn't Koji's whole thing to be just working with Kawaki instead of Boruto? At that point.
Yeah, at that
just
point, just
Amino.
convince Kawaki, like...
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Well, actually, you know what, though? Okay. Interesting idea, though. This might make no sense to some extent, depending on Amino's plans, but what could be a cool dynamic is if Boruto's like Koji's tool and Kawaki's Amino's tool, we know that Boruto and Kawaki end up at odds at some point. So it could be cool if that's kind of like, you know, like Koji and Amino are at odds, and then Boruto and Kawaki are at odds. So it's like, but almost like you got the puppet. So like, you know, sorcery puppet. So like the third Kazekage, that's Boruto and Kawaki, and then Chiyo and sorcery, that's Amino and Koji in a sense. Like,
well, in a way,
they
that
could
goes
do
back.
A dynamic.
That goes back to
along those lines.
Yeah, that goes back to the Kara arc, to where through the ideological clash of Naruto versus Jigen's parenting style, you see that through the physical clash in that arc between Boruto and Kawaki. Mostly at the beginning of the arc, but you get the idea. So it's going to be like that again.
Yeah,
which is good.
And I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
No, and again, like depending on the specifics of Amino's plans and stuff, do some tweaking phonetically. But I like the concept because again, Amino and Koji seem to be strategically at odds. Like Amino doesn't seem too thrilled about Koji surviving.
Mm-hmm.
So, and obviously Amino's got Kawaki as his puppet. Who's getting, and also Kawaki's getting power ups from Amino. Boruto essentially got a power up from Koji. Different ways. Boruto's was more ninja-like. Kawaki not ninja-like, but you can see that parallel. I'm actually really hoping this is what they're gonna do.
By the way,
this idea.
Actually, okay, I just saw. So Amino knows Koji's alive, right?
Yes.
But Kawaki doesn't.
No,
well,
he does.
He might.
Well, he knows that
he saw the frog.
he has the toad, at least.
Yeah. Okay, this is a silly question. Does Kawaki even know Koji had toads at all?
Well, in
know?
TBV, yes. In Naruto Next Generations, there's no reason to assume he did, because, well, it's kind of weird, because, I mean,
well, I forget.
I feel
wasn't
like
he
a lot of secrets that
watching?
people have, but I guess Kawaki just knew all about Boro. He knew all about Delta. He knew all about Code's abilities. So I guess why not know about?
I forget. Didn't he see the Koji versus Jigen fight through Koji's projector?
He would have seen that on the big screen.
Okay. So this is hilarious, but because the toad is the projector, he didn't see the toad. Were there other toads that he would have seen that were being projected? There were?
Well, they would have been small, but like there's some toads that jumped on Jigen. It exploded.
Okay, and that would be before the projector got destroyed. So then he would have seen that. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty early in the fight.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, to be fair, the projector started like midway through the fight. We didn't see from the beginning.
No, it's the end of the conversation before the fight.
So they saw the
entire fight. It did cut out
fight
for a little bit in the middle, though, but I don't know what specifically happened during that period.
Okay. Either way. Pretty cool. Okay, so going back to the previous conversation, since I actually wasn't done with it. So I think we have talked about this in a previous stream as well, but I do think what they're going to do, and the best route, is going to be Jura putting a claw mark on Boruto, and that's the reason he lets him live? Because that does just change the dynamic. Because again, I don't think we even answered this question. How long do you think Boruto's going to wait before going to Kawaki to get it shrunken? You think it's going to be instantaneous?
Well, a lot of that depends on whether he notices first and foremost.
Well, let's just say, like, from the moment he notices, at the very least. I guess there's context.
That also depends on, okay, so, like, hypothetically, he's in the middle of a fight. He's probably not going to leave the middle of the fight and then just leave Konohamaru to die to do that. But as soon as it's, like, downtime, he should go right to Kawaki. He doesn't. It's so stupid.
Yeah, he should. It's the problem. He should do that. A lot of things should happen in Boruto TBV.
Right, but...
Okay. So,
but then you run into the problem of... let's just say that happens. But then, what's the point of that plot point? Because you didn't get a chance to do anything.
Well, but also, hang on, because he should do that. Do you think Kawaki is going to shrink it immediately, or how long do you think he's going to wait?
So that was going to bring up a thing. I didn't put this in my video because I was just time constraints and stuff. But
if this is going to take long, then I'll let you say this while I go to the bathroom.
You can go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I'll give two
I'll listen on my phone, so go ahead.
Okay. So the first one is, well, what if Kawaki just chooses not to shrink it? Now, why would he do that? You probably come up with a few reasons. The main one I would come up with is kind of like Shikamaru. He wants to draw Code. I mean, we know Kawaki literally wants to kill Code. And whereas, yeah, you could just wait for Code to show up. But like in this case, it's like you're kind of asking him to show up. And I feel like Kawaki would make that kind of more reckless plan to get him to come out. So he might just choose, and obviously Boruto might not like it, but basically be like, hey, let's leave this on so we can kill Ko. We know both of us can beat him. This is post Liminar's removal anyway. And assuming Kawaki's that strong too, but I can see Kawaki doing that. There could be other reasons. I'll let you come up with some when you get back. The other situation, though, would just be like, let's just say Kawaki is like busy, I don't know, fighting Code or fighting Hidari or fighting Mamushi or whatever. I mean, Boruto can ask him, but it's like he's kind of interrupting that fight. And what if when Kawaki's shrinking the claw mark, Mamushi attacks him? You know, it's kind of dangerous to do that. So I could see that being a thing, though, to where like this kind of feels ridiculous, but like hypothetically, Jura's strategy is he's going to put a claw mark on Boruto, and he specifically sends Mamushi after Kawaki so that Boruto can't shrink. But like that sounds really goofy when you word it that way, but hypothetically you could do that sort of either of those options. I think the more realistic one though is that Kawaki chooses not to do it. Feels like something he and Boruto would argue over. Kawaki's kind of got firsthand witness of Shikamaru doing that to Code and it working. So I feel like he just would be like, hey, you know, this worked last time, let's do it again. That said, if that happens, then I want it to go wrong this time. I don't want it to be like the Code one where it kind of just worked. Obviously, Code just pulled out Ada, but like I want Code to have a strategy because he's expecting them to be ready this time. So he's going to fool them. And then it just makes Code look cool. And then I want Code to do something cool, like, I don't know, kill Koji because of it. So basically, Kawaki's plan kills Koji. Like, you know, I'd actually like that. I'd be basically... No... I hate to say I'm grasping at straws for Code things, but like whatever they do with this claw mark idea, I want Code to be at the center of it. So Jura can plant it. We know Code can just kind of come out of these claw marks anyway. But I want Code to be like the focus. And I want him to get to Koji because of this claw mark idea that it's really just a theory, but
I heard
that's what I want.
Perfect timing.
You're back. Okay, perfect,
Yes.
perfect. I tried to drag that up.
Yeah, I heard most of that. I tried to drag that. That's hilarious.
I mean, it sounded pretty natural for dragging it out, but no, I heard most of that. So okay. So the two that I had was going to be kind of different from yours.
The first one I don't like as much, but I could definitely see it being probably even the most likely outcome, is Kawaki's just saying this as like an easy way, even killing two birds with one stone, maybe they'll take each other out, to like betray Boruto, even though they said they're gonna team up. This is the plot twist. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna shrink it, so you die, Momoshiki. Ha ha ha, ma ha ha. I could totally see Kawaki doing that, like, oh, I could shrink it, or I could just let you die, Boruto. Yeah. And I'll just take care of whoever the winner is, because they'll be exhausted. I could see that as one. The other one, which I think you're gonna think is gonna be way cooler anyways, is Kawaki's not gonna shrink it, and Boruto's gonna think it's a plot twist. Oh, Kawaki, you mean all this time you're betraying me, even though we said we'd team together? Kawaki's gonna be like, no, you idiot. Actually, what I'm doing is the same thing Shikamaru did, is that we're gonna trick Jura by letting him come to you, and then we're gonna kill him together.
That's literally what I said, but I said code in that case.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly.
Okay, yeah. So, no, honestly, though, okay, the first one you said, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to pick one that's the most likely and actually works, it's the, hey, I'm not shrinking this so we can draw out Code, Jura, or whoever.
Really? Okay.
We're going to draw them out, basically. Like, because we know that they're looking for you and your partner, Koji. Will use this against them to plan a counterattack. But like I said, I want it to go wrong and have like Koji die, basically.
Yep.
And Koji's probably not signing off on the plan, and it's going to get him killed. But
exactly. So my only I have two problems with this. The first one is that they've already done this with Shikamaru, so would they really repeat themselves? I mean, Ikimoto, I'm sure, would love to be lazy, but...
Yes, but my point in this case is that this time it's not going to work as well. Like, Code will be ready for it, kind of thing, and have an actual plan. It's going to fail more. Yeah. I know he brought out Ada, but like, for all intents and purposes, things worked out pretty good for them.
That's fine. The other aspect of this that I'm not so sure about, I actually forgot, so give me a second to remember. Let's see. We already got the one. So what was the other? What's the topic?
The other one was. Oh. Go ahead.
Yeah. What was the topic again? It was Kawaki with the claw marks. And what did you draw out the people? And Ikimoto already did it. And there was another problem.
Yeah. So it's like, why wouldn't Boruto just immediately get it shrunken? Because why they shouldn't do that, because obviously that's a waste of a plot point.
Right, okay. The aspect of this that I do like would be, in my opinion, this would be proper payoff. If Kawaki betrays him as the reason for not doing this, this would pay off the karma shenanigans from like chapter 7 or whatever it was, chapter 8, 9, 10, whatever it was. Whenever Kawaki saw, oh, he's planting the seed to where, oh, I can use this in the future. He's going to betray him not through the karma, but through this instead. Because it feels like, oh, well, we could team up. But I could just kill you instead. And because Kawaki, to an extent, it feels like emotionally he would prefer to kill Boruto over ensuring the future. So he would just rather Boruto die than Jura, even though Jura's more of a threat.
Yeah, he's more emotionally invested.
Yeah. So I definitely feel like they could play off of that in that regard. But thoughts?
I mean, they could, yeah. I mean, I don't really know which is the most likely, but
yeah,
I could definitely see them just reusing the Shikamaru like strategy though.
I don't think that's most.
But this
likely,
time, this time though, again, the difference would be, it wouldn't be like revealed after the fact, to be going into it saying, "Hey, here's our plan," and now it's going to go wrong, kind of thing. So it'd be played differently.
Yeah, that's fair. But like, how would they even set it up? I don't even know.
Well, Boruto goes and asks him to shrink it, and he says no, because we're going to draw out Code or Jura.
No, I meant, how are they going to draw him out?
Just go to Koji.
But like, what are they? Is it just going to go to Koji, or like, what circumstances are they going to do to set it up to be favorable for them?
I mean, if Code's sticking his ear through it again, like Shikamaru, he's going to hear that Koji's there.
Okay, so then you have Jura and Decode there. That's less favorable, in my opinion.
See, that's the problem, though, is that then if they team up on that, if Code's doing it by himself, then whatever. But if he says, "Hey, let's all go," then they're fucked.
Yeah. See, I was thinking about like choosing specific location, choosing people to be there that Jura's not going to be anticipating, like just setting all the circumstances in your favor.
Problem is that why is Jura gonna show up? Like, how are they gonna get him? That's the thing. I don't know. I don't see how they're gonna get them to show up unless it's because Koji's there.
I mean, this is going to sound ridiculous, but I think it's just true. Why can't Kawaki just...
Unseal Naruto.
No, I was going to say send Jura to Daikokuten. The same way he did Naruto.
Oh,
Jura can't
he's
absorb
gonna wait for
it.
Jura to come out of the
Okay.
club arc and immediately send him to Daikokuten.
Yeah, like, why can't that just work? Or just Jura's main body. Why did he try to punch Jura? Or whatever, kick him, whatever he tried. Why?
Might as well have tried, yeah.
Because again,
Give it
maybe you can
Daikokuten,
say
it's
he's
game
going to
over.
outspeed it. That's fine, but he's going to have to outspeed it then because he can't shrink it and he can't absorb it, as far as we're aware.
Yeah,
Unless Rinnegan absorption, but I don't know if that would even work for this.
I haven't been using it, so
Exactly. So weird. I don't know.
I mean, Kawaki did say that it seems like well, then again, Boruto absorbed it. Yeah, never mind. He absorbed it with Kawaki.
Yeah, because he was
78,
completely
so-
surrounded. He couldn't do anything against it. Same as Naruto.
Yeah, I feel like that
Summons
attack
the
is a
Black
little
Lord
bit more
without
OP
you.
than people give it credit for because he doesn't use it for some reason. No, actually,
Worked on Naruto.
why didn't Kawaki just use it on Boruto now? I know Boruto's probably way too fast, but like, he knows he's not using his garbage seal.
Yeah, but it's the same reason that he teamed up with them, because now he needs Boruto alive.
Yeah.
But you could
I
say why he didn't do that in like chapter 7, but again, he didn't know Boruto wasn't using his Karma Seal until after he said
Yeah.
anything and ran away, so
Yeah, so I'm not actually complaining about it.
yeah, it's fine.
You should be trying to use it more often regardless, though, because it just is a pretty OP attack.
Mm-hmm.
You steal them, they're dead, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I forget, in chapter like 78 or whenever it happened, I'm not going to use the word off guard, but like, did Boruto know Kawaki was there before he did that, or did he react to it? Like, he was focused, he wasn't like sleeping or anything, but
He
like
reacted.
he reacted.
I don't remember this with very big specifics, but he has like one of those react exclamation things when it happens. Like,
Okay, so then he's fast enough to like perceive it and like react to it.
yeah.
Okay. That's
And
fine,
that was off guard too. So that's why he said like
I'm not going to count that as
but
off
I think
guard.
it's kind of harder.
Because he's actively going to his house because of Kawaki. He's like, Kawaki's like on his mind. He doesn't know Kawaki's there, but like, he's like actively focused.
Yeah, it's half off guard, I guess you can call it.
I don't even know what to call that, but sure.
But yeah, so I think like Kawaki landing a kick or landing a cube on you or something is probably easier, but like this just seals the deal.
Literally.
You might as well try it first when they're the most off guard in the fight, because if you do get it, you win. And if they react, fine. You know it doesn't work. You don't have to try it again. But you might as well make it your first move.
It doesn't just seal the deal, it seals the opponent.
Yeah, for all of time.
Well, technically for none of it. Anyway. Okay, so I think we cover. Oh yeah, okay. So back to the question though. Okay, so Jura puts the claw mark on Boruto, regardless of Boruto going to Kawaki or not. So okay, The way I can see this happening, if Boruto doesn't realize it, it would be really funny for Boruto to teleport back to the hideout and Koji to not be there. Boruto like looking around like, oh, where'd he go? And the next panel, the next page just cuts to Koji just booking it. Like, he's got this terrified look on his, he just looks goofy as he's running away, like slobber running out of his mouth, tears running down his cheeks. He's just booking it out of there. He's just terrified, bro. He's just running away. And then you see Jura come around and he's like, ah, Boruto, so this is where you and your traitor were hiding out. Where is he? And that's when Boruto would figure out what Jura did. I think that'd be the way that I would want it to go down the most. It'd be cool. From there, you could even maybe bring Kawaki in, but or Code. Because I think what would happen there is Koji's not around, so you have Boruto and Jura just there in Orochimaru's hideout. I think what he's going to do is he's going to pull Code through himself out of his own claw marks. Like, Code's not going to expect you. He's going to be surprised, too. Jura's going to command Code to go find the traitor. Meanwhile, Jura deals with Boruto.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, and then you get those two fights back or at the same time.
I don't want Jura versus Koji. I specifically want Code versus Koji.
Yes.
For a variety of reasons. The two current interests for one, but also the man who killed Jigen. That should be Code. And Code didn't know about Koji, like, at all, pretty much. Doesn't know he's alive or any of it. Like, that would infuriate. That's... Once Code finds that out, I'm really interested in that.
Well, okay, I agree he doesn't know he's alive. I still don't know... We've talked about this before. I still don't know if Code knows Koji betrayed Jigen and killed him or not.
Yeah, because Ishiki didn't, whether it's fake or real, he didn't mention it. He only mentioned Amado being a traitor. Nobody's ever brought up, like, Koji to him. So does he know?
Code tells him his hit list off screen, so he might have told him about Koji.
No, he does it on screen. We see the hit list on screen. He doesn't mention Koji.
Code says it after the fact. Because it's at the end of the chapter, and he's like, oh, and last, of course, Boruto. You're on my hit list.
No, he says the full list.
I mean, Code says a full list.
Ishiki doesn't give...
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you see what I'm saying now.
He says, tell me the bastard... No, actually, no. Code's not saying the hit list. It's Ishiki. It's Ishiki's dialogue in the manga, or fake, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the Ishiki talking, not Code.
It's at the end of the chapter.
Code says, tell me who killed you, and I'll just share my screen. Stop sharing your screen.
I think you're completely misinterpreting this, but we'll see.
Oh, wait, I just remembered wrong.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Oh, no, okay. Compromise. Code says the last one.
Oh my god.
Like, so Ishiki says Kawaki, the traitor Amado, Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto Uzumaki, and then Code interrupts and basically says Momoshiki's vessel, Boruto Uzumaki. Because the thing I was remembering was the speech bubbles didn't have the points to Code. They literally don't here. And you got Code's eye in the panel. Like, this would normally have the points. It doesn't. Which means it's Ishiki talking.
Okay, Kamui, you might think I'm being unreasonable, but I think you're being unreasonable. That's just ridiculous.
That's how dialogue works.
And this is... No, it's not... Is you know this is Code is saying it. Come on.
No. He asks Ishiki to tell him who he killed. Ishiki telling him.
He's not... You know he's not, though. I don't know why you just... You're doing this for the sake of the argument. You know what's happening here.
No, it's... This is... Wait, hold on. This should be in the anime, right?
Uh-huh. Okay, so tell me this.
I haven't watched the Code arc, so I don't know what they do, but we're gonna find out.
So... God. I forget. Do we see Ishiki disappear as well? Like his final words, like he gives him the creed.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Now, there's two different versions.
So
of
he disappears.
This.
So what are you even saying this for?
No, but, well, he
doesn't come back.
Eventually. Yes, because they do the code scene twice. Two different ways, in fact.
Oh my god.
So
we're not okay, they do the Delta scene two different ways. You know what I'm talking about. Not
where does the
that.
code arc start again? 286?
I have no idea.
287. Okay.
Would it not be at the end of the Ishiki stuff?
Again, they do it twice. They do it properly at
You're
the
right.
beginning.
Okay. That's the Willy Otsuki. Bro, that, oh my god, that Ishiki there looks so detailed. It looks weird and wrong. I'm not gonna lie. What is the close-up on his face? Code looks good there, but I especially
they
love...
just don't do the hit list.
That looks weird. Doesn't that look weird to you?
Yeah, I've always thought that.
Oh god. Like, the rest of it looks fine. It's very detailed.
They have like a callback to...
But either way, in the manga, that's obviously not Ishiki telling him, because if that's him telling him the hit list for the first time, why would Code interrupt him first of all? Second of all, how would he know Boruto's on the hit list if Ishiki hasn't told him that yet?
Okay, so I'm glad you're asking this, because...
He doesn't.
You're gonna
Code's
laugh.
repeating the hit list. It's so obvious.
No, you're gonna laugh. Okay, well, two things.
Code's also lying down here, whereas he's standing up in the Ishiki thing. Why would he randomly lie down for the hit list being told to him?
Two things.
No, I'm not accepting
One.
it. Zero things. But go ahead.
Manga anime things. Coaches would do that when it comes to the main character, even though of all the characters on the hit list, he should care about Boruto the least.
Mm-hmm.
But Boruto's the main character, so they would just do that.
Stupid. Well, I agree he's saying Boruto last for that reason, but...
Yeah.
Just dramatic effect.
Can I have my subtitles?
Not that he would care.
Wait, the subtitles!
Are you on the dub? No, you're on sub.
No! Just re-click on it.
We're showing a lot of the screen here, but I'm gonna change to the, I guess, a filter.
Alright, whatever, it's not working. I don't know. He probably doesn't say the hit list. Okay, so let's just say he's repeating it back.
He is!
If he's repeating it back.
What do you mean, let's just say? He is!
So let's just say he's repeating it back.
Okay, let's say it, he is.
Didn't tell him that Koji, because what was Code's question? Tell me the names of the people who destroyed you. If Ishiki didn't mention Koji, well, that's pretty weird.
It's not that it's weird. It'd be fine if he told him that Koji killed him, but that Koji died. So he's not going to be on Code's hit list because he's dead.
See, that Oodie, if I ask you, do you like apples, and you start telling me why you like oranges, you know, it's not what I asked.
Bro, what? Don't you think Code would think it's strange that Ishiki said when Jigen was alive? What happened there? Don't you think Code would want to know?
Yeah, he asked.
Okay, and what was Ishiki's response?
Anything but Kashi and Koji. If you would like the precise answer.
Actually,
I was deceived by Amado and forced to resurrect in Jigen. Thus ended up like so. Like, he literally explains what happened without mentioning Koji.
Okay, I'll give you that. Okay, by the way, doesn't the top left panel look just like Jigen rather than Ishiki?
Yes, I agree.
It's cool. I love that. It's just mannerisms. I love that. That's really good. The bottom left looks like a sleepy Ishiki.
He's also got not Ishiki's eye.
Look at the bottom left panel. It's just a sleepy Ishiki. It's like he's going to bed, bro.
I mean, to be fair, I'm still hanging on the theory that this is just Amado lie shenanigans.
I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying.
But
He said the hit list off screen. I think it's totally fine if he said.
oh, you mean
Koji off
Amado set
screen.
the hit list off screen? Is that what you're saying?
Okay.
Mutter, mutter.
You know, you know what, Kamui? Compromise? He did say it off screen, but Ikimoto forgot. So in
Probably.
Naruto Next Generations, he did. In Two Blue Vortex, it's retconned to where he's not going to have.
Any way he can retcon it, he will. Especially if it's from Kodachi's story. You know what? What if that's why he retconned the Koji thing? Because Kodachi read it.
Yeah, I could see it.
He's just going out of his way to undo anything Kodachi did, good or bad.
Even though it's obviously set up directly in the manga. Just gonna ignore it. Not even change it, just ignore it. God. But either way. Because, okay. Do you think Code thinks Koji's dead? And if how, why? Or where did Koji go?
So, I mean, it's either...
Not
My
looking
guess
for him?
is either he thinks Koji's dead because Ishiki killed him, or he thinks Koji
Why would Ishiki kill
is
him?
just...
He's a loyal member of Kara, right?
This would be the assumption. So, like, I'm just giving you the possibilities. So, option one is he knows Koji betrayed and he died, or
Yeah.
he thinks he died. Option two, he thinks Koji is just alive. The Siri Code didn't know that Delta was shut down. As far as Code was, he was surprised to see Delta at the Leaf Village, obviously. But as far as Code was concerned, Delta was still around. Koji could be the same way. Option three is he thinks Koji died
Well,
by other means, like Naruto, Momoshiki, or whatever.
to be fair, I do think Code probably went back to the hideout, like where Jigen Ishiki was at some point, and he would have just seen Delta deactivated. And obviously, he's not thinking that Amado's going to have built another one for the Leaf Village, and so that's just a new Delta. Considering the other Deltas were probably still in the storage pod, I don't think Amado used those Deltas. I think he just built a new one.
Didn't.
Yeah.
But either way, though, but seeing Delta on the ground, he might think, oh, maybe Koji was shut down too, or was killed, or whatever. Like, it kind of just depends.
Okay.
It really could be anything. Just, and I don't think there's a problem with any of the answers. It would be nice to know what the answer is.
Sure. When did Jigen send the code to watch over the Tintels? Was that after the Naruto and Sasuke fight?
Yeah, after
it was.
Naruto Sasuke fight, before Jigen fight.
Okay, so at the very least, Code knows Jigen was at like 2% or whatever.
Yeah, well, unless Jigen just didn't tell him that, but in the
Okay.
anime, I'm pretty sure they have a scene of like the talking about Jigen's gonna recover or something like that, but I don't know.
What were we talking about before that, though?
Could Code beat the 2% Jigen?
Yeah. So, okay.
Well, my point was going to be that Coach with Karma, even with the limiter, should probably still be stronger than Toad Stage with Toji. So, if Koji has a chance with Stage Mode, Code would just have even more of a chance.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if it was more of a chance than his plan, I think he just would have started with that. Like, why even make the plan if you don't need a plan? Just use Sage Mode.
I agree. But then he just but Koji pulls out Sage Mode for Ishiki, thinking he's got this in the bag, despite clearly noticing that Ishiki was way stronger than Jigen.
I don't think he thought he was going to win necessarily. He was just going to his strongest form out of like desperation.
Well, he didn't feel very desperate against Jigen then.
Well, yeah, he had the plan.
But why not just go into sage mode just in case?
Okay, but at that point, why didn't he just do that anyways?
I know, that's my question.
Well, okay. The obvious story reasons would be why, and
Yeah.
that's not a problem, but you get the idea. Either way.
Yeah, but in universe,
Yeah.
he was that
Why would
confident. He didn't even need. He was so confident. He's like, I don't even need this.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so okay, was it Amado or was it Koji who decided to project it?
Well,
Technically,
Koji
both, in a
decided
way.
to in the moment, obviously, but the question is, did Amado like say, "Hey, Koji, when this happens, can you project it?"
Yeah,
Or
like,
did Koji just like decide to do it? And Amado was like, "Oh, this is perfect. Yeah,
why
let me show you what's going on."
did he do that?
Maybe just so Amado could see what was happening.
Does Koji care?
I guess so. Amado knows that Jigen's dead. But...
Well, yeah, I mean, since Koji thinks in one of the timelines and not the other that there just is no Ishiki or something, he knows but who Ishiki. It's weird. Does Koji think he's gonna die or not? I'm so confused.
I know, like
oh, I finally brought you out, Ishiki. Wait a minute, Ishiki's here. Wait, Amado betrayed me? Like, what do you mean?
yeah, I you know,
Was he-
Koji, that's not true. That's absurd, Ishiki. Amado would never betray me. I'm definitely meant to kill you too. Then later, in TBV Vortex, I accepted my fate as soon as I brought him out of Jigen. I was fine with dying versus Ishiki. I had accepted it because it was only my goal to drag out Jigen, and I never thought I would defeat Ishiki.
I am a tool, even though I surpassed my own fate. and fought to die.
Yeah. Like, the whole point in that fight is Koji's saying he's a tool. Ishiki's, like, egging him on. And it's clear that Koji, like, doesn't really want to die there. Like,
Okay, you know what? Even regardless of Koji's mannerisms, the fact he fought Ishiki at all proves he didn't just sit there and accept it the moment he brought out Ishiki out of Jigen.
exactly. What's the point of fighting at that point? Like, and he didn't just fight him, like, just for the hell of it. He fought with the intent to win. Oh, how do you want to die, Ishiki? You want to burn or be carved by a Rasengan? Like, he thought he had him. He literally thought he was going to win.
Well,
He
to
didn't
be
know about
fair,
that.
I don't think he was. I think he was just saying that. Not that he necessarily thought he was going to lose, but I don't think he was, like, confident that he was definitively going to, and he was, like, caught off guard that it didn't work. Like, oh, this was definitely going to work. How did it not work? Like, I think he was just saying that.
As he said, you can only shrink where you look. You gotta look to one side. The problem with this plan is, like, whatever, Ishiki just quickly shrank both and turns at it, but
That's funny.
seemed to think that wasn't an option.
Like, I could, okay, since it's already paralleling to the Pain fight anyways, I could absolutely imagine Jiraiya saying this to Pain in, like, a final attack, even after he told Mom, Pa, oh, if I go out there again, I'm gonna die. It's so risky. I don't even think I will get away. I could totally see Jiraiya saying this, just as a hypothetical.
Maybe, but not how that fight went down.
But you get the idea.
I mean, even then, I feel like they would just execute it differently. The Jiraiya one. Like, Jiraiya, like, he wasn't trying to die, but it was like, he knew if he does this, he's very high chance of death. But it's his only chance to uncover the truth. Well, honestly, I think he had enough information to guess the secret, but he wanted to confirm it. Whereas with Koji, it's like different. Like, he thought he was meant to kill Ishiki in the first round anyway.
I mean, kind of sure. But at the same time, he's not like walking up cockily laughing like, ah, now it's your time, Ishiki.
Honestly, I'll share my screen. What you said is it's definitely an exaggeration. But honestly, it kind of was, bro. Like,
I don't know. You see his expressions like throughout the fight. Like he's just desperately fighting in hopes of possibly a win, but I don't think he's like doing it expecting one, especially after what he says about Amado betraying him. And if anything, the best...
Koji, you have already fulfilled your role at the point you track manage again. That's absurd. If you're trying to distract me in order to escape, it won't work. Enough chit-chat. Here I come.
Well, to be fair, I think he knows Ishiki's telling the truth, but he's in denial. He doesn't want to accept it. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay.
But Oodie, which do you prefer? Getting ripped apart or burning? But to be fair, what I'm saying about him thinking he's going to win, it's the same idea. Like, he knows he can't, but he's denying it, essentially. So it's like, he thinks he's going to win, but he doesn't actually think he's going to win, if that makes sense.
Sure. He's fighting with the fierceness to win under the hopes that he might hypothetically possibly win, even if he doesn't think he will.
Yeah. But again, though, what you just said, where is it?
Because I would say it's the same
thing.
Yeah.
Just...
I think probably one of the best examples to point to would be Naruto versus Neji. We know for a definitive fact Naruto was anxious going into the fight because of what he told Hinata. Despite that, Naruto's going to be the loudmouth, cocky brat who's going to tell Neji he's definitively going to win, but he doesn't actually believe that.
Yeah, even like, honestly, up until like he gets the Nine-Tails chakra, he's like, yeah, I'm going to kick your butt. And he's thinking to himself, yeah, easier said than done. I don't even have chakra.
Like, if you ask Naruto who he genuinely believes was stronger between him and Neji, he's just gonna say Neji. He thinks Neji is stronger than him, but he's gonna win anyway.
Fight, he still thinks Neji's stronger.
Exactly.
Honestly,
at the end of the fight, he
still thinks Neji's stronger.
At the end of the fight, he calls Neji a genius.
Bro, freaking shipping him. Like, he's always calling Neji a genius. Yeah. The middle of the war, Naruto's casing him too and all that. No, I can't let geniuses like you, Neji, keep carrying.
It's crazy. But I think it's similar to that, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. But...
Bro, look at the top right, how much Ishiki is just squinting. Like, he just doesn't care. He's annoyed to be here. It's like, ugh, I have to fight you.
I know. But just real quick, just to remind everyone.
Just because you were annoyed.
Yes. Oh, where is it?
Even though we've talked this topic to death, we just gotta bring it up.
Exactly.
I think it's on one of the panels with the like photograph things or whatever. Those things. Is it on the right?
Different one.
It's
there it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, no, it's...
What's not there? You're going too quick. I can't see a little bit.
I had no fear nor any regrets. I could leave the rest of the Hokage who's sealed in a pod. I just quietly awaited death.
See, what would be absurd. Cool if they were gonna retcon this, what would be cool is if Koji admits what we've been saying, but he's fighting not under the hopes of win, but he's fighting to basically stall Ishiki as much as possible or drain as much of Ishiki's chakra as possible to give those who fight him afterwards as much of a chance as possible, under the hypothetical to where he just did know that Naruto is freed.
Yeah.
Like, in this case, he just knows they're there and did so well against Jigen, so hypothetically, if he can weaken Ishiki as much as possible, it's under the hope that they'll win.
Right.
Not even
That'd be the
win,
best way to
because the win
compromise
condition
these.
isn't defeating Ishiki. It's having Ishiki not get to Kawaki in time. If they could just do
It's
that.
literally having him just die before he gets to Kawaki.
Yeah, so Naruto and Sasuke can just die fighting Ishiki, as long as Ishiki doesn't get back to Kawaki.
Literally, though.
Which actually, I forget.
All they do.
So,
Anyway. Oh, right.
His Rinnegan ability should totally work though.
Let's look at, okay, so a few more things. In Boruto Top. Oh, wait, do you have something related from before that you want to say?
what were we saying before?
Okay, perfect. So I saw one of your, I saw a Boruto topic from you that I want you to read after, but real quick.
Probably
Speaking
this
of
one.
Sage Mode, this is hilarious, but I can't believe we just haven't mentioned this yet. Sarada's whole character arc thing with Yodo literally just works better with Mitsuki. Mitsuki did have a hidden power he wasn't using in the manga before, he spams it in TBV only for it to do nothing at all. But in all part 1, he had a hidden power that he purposefully wasn't using. Mitsuki was exclusively using it to save Boruto in the anime, aside from the awakening scene with Orochimaru. He hadn't met Boruto yet. He's exclusively using it for Boruto instead of using it for the greater good. And Mitsuki did get a accept yourself character arc, not just in TBV, but in the anime too. So we could just move his TBV one to here instead. Why make Sarada's character weird when Mitsuki has the character arc?
Yeah. Mitsuki just would have worked better, like you say. No,
Now,
I
honestly,
agree.
Yodo saying it to Mitsuki might feel extra goofy, but ignore the Yodo part. Have Araya say it. I don't care.
Yeah. The problem is they're trying to have this be Sarada's arc, and so to move it to Mitsuki works better as a character, but works worse for the arc.
Well, yeah, I know. So in this hypothetical, you would just change the arc. It would be a Mitsuki arc. It wouldn't be about
Okay.
romantic love and blah, blah, blah.
Okay. So would you move
Strictly
the
looking at the
romantic love
character
arc
arc
somewhere
aspect.
else?
You could do it last arc, when Hidari was invading the village. I don't know. Maybe that.
Okay. Since that arc was lacking in practically everything anyways.
Exactly. What's the story of that arc? Divine intervention.
That's the theme.
Gee whiz. Could have lived without that one. It was about Himawari preconceived biases.
Yeah.
It was
Please
about
tell me
accepting the
that's right.
circumstances and moving on.
Actually, it could have worked considering Inojine's nonsense with Himawari.
Yeah. And actually, yeah, it's literally showing the irrational side of love with Inojin. And so just do something with Sarada. Boruto's literally there.
Yeah, like you have the whole Sarada Boruto Sumire conversation right then and there before Mitsuki interrupts it. You have Sarada and Boruto teaming up against Hidari. Sumire's there as well.
Exactly.
You could have that be the reason Sumire is
this is
caught
going to
off
be a
guard.
great
Or
set.
Sarada.
So this chapter officially confirms Yodo's death again.
Ooh.
We need to do that again. Especially if someone gets sad or something.
Yeah, chat was pointing it out earlier. Yodo was confirmed dead in Tubu Vortex. Martin Silva said that. I asked if Martin would get back to me on that. I don't think he ever did.
Yeah, I think it was like the Himawari thing where it was like it was one of those types of posts that said it or something.
Okay, so apparently third leak page just posted. I'm not going to read the rest of that. But the third page was posted.
Third page, like page 3 of the chapter, or like a third leaked
A third
page
leaked page.
Is it
has Kawaki?
Is it like another sneak peek, like official sneak peek?
I saw the word Kawaki. It has Kawaki in it.
Okay, that might be like the thing I saw, but then I
Maybe.
never saw again anywhere else, so it might be fake. I don't know.
I mean, here, I'll highlight what it is, but I won't read it. If you want to read it, am I still sure my screen? No, I'm not. Okay.
No, hold on.
Since you've already seen the leak anyways, so you could just confirm if it is or not.
So feel free to read that.
The thing that's highlighted just says Kawaki on the page. Am I supposed to look for something else?
Never mind. Okay, yeah, no, I just didn't read on the leaked page. I figured he was saying what it was.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So I was looking at the other comments, like, am I missing something? I don't see a third page. What even is? What's the second page then?
It's I did see it.
He probably saw the same thing I saw though.
Yeah, so the first page was
was
Jura
just being
coming
good.
out. The second page was the Boruto versus Jura thing. I haven't looked at that. I only know that Boruto and Jura are on the page together. I didn't see it though. I didn't see it. I don't know if they're fighting, if they're just walking up to one another. I don't know what they're doing. I think there was speed lines, so I'm guessing it's during the middle of a fight, but I don't know. Haven't seen it.
Real quick, I just saw something really random, and I sent you advantage. So the thing behind Boruto on this photo reminds me of either Aaron's Attack Titan at the end, or Rem from Death Note, kind of, but with different color hair.
Definitely the Attack on Titan one. 100% the Attack on Titan one. 100%.
I don't know what just random painting thing I saw. It doesn't even mention
hilarious.
Attack on Titan. I just saw this. But anyway, I don't see any leaks on Twitter still, so.
Okay. I mean, Kawaki thing might be legit.
Oh, wait a minute. Mamba12 liked my reply on Twitter.
Ooh. Of all
Mamba
people.
liked something I said?
What? Did you accidentally like Boruto?
Well, so somebody said, this is exactly why I dislike the alternate narrative nonsense between the Boruto manga and anime. Now people are hating on Ikimoto's decisions just because the anime showed them a different perspective. Quote, why didn't Hanabi help Hima? Because she was never part of the manga. So I guess it's probably because the way I worded this makes it sound like I'm agreeing with them in more ways than I actually am. Because I just said, I hate how Twitter lets you write like 5 words where it cuts off. I said, completely agree. This is in reference to the manga versus anime, not anything supporting Ikimoto.
Yeah.
They should have never said it's the same story when it clearly isn't, LOL. It also doesn't help that Kodachi's gone. Of course, I gotta mention Kodachi. Says he was involved in the anime as well as writing the manga, so he could have made sure things aligned with his ideas.
I
but
can't
Mamba
believe
likes
Twitter's as popular as it is. It's insane to me.
I know. I wish they would just do something different.
Of all chat rooms, it's the one with the freaking smallest word count ever. What?
That's so annoying.
Like, if anything, Omegle should be as popular as Twitter, and Twitter should be as popular as Omegle. Literally just a chat room. But whatever.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. I guess even Facebook. Facebook had its time, though. Either way. Weird. So going back to Boruto topics, I guess. Unless you wanted to do your Naruto stage play now. We wanted to go over it.
Oh my god. There's so many things. Honestly, I almost want to do this another time.
Okay, we can do it another time.
Seeing how much I wrote. And remember, I forgot things because it got deleted.
Sure. Well, here's something for you if I'm still sharing my screen. I am.
Yeah, you are.
So, okay. I thought this would be funny to pitch in, but so on the community poll, which Two Blue Vortex Chapter 21 spoiler are you most anticipating? So, Kamui, if you would like to read Cow's anticipation.
Yeah, so Sumire betraying Amuro by making all the Shigaraki stuff manga canon would be sick.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, well, I mean, think about it. If Sumire makes the Shigaraki stuff manga canon, she will have betrayed Amuro.
I mean, I thought the My Hero Academia main villain was canon to my, like, are we making it, is this a crossover?
Well, okay, let me word it a different way. Sumire Shigaraki stuff is a betrayal of Amado. Because you know how like Sumire's like on Amado's side, like through and through, like her right hand man, buddy.
Okay, yeah.
Well, if the Shigaraki stuff is canon,
Then what?
like, how could she be on Amado's side anymore? That's
Oh,
like
ow!
the biggest anime
I love the way
betrayal.
you do
It's like
that.
that's a
How
more of a
could you
betrayal
do
than
it?
Reiner saying, "I'm the Armored Titan."
Oh, I love that. I don't know if Swag has seen My Hero, but we're gonna find out through this comment. Stupid. Okay.
But no, actually, I just thought about this. In the English dub, at least the Cartoon Network version one, there's a scene where I can't remember exactly what it is. It might be when Conqueror's so he says like I think he says, "All right, Scarecrow, I'm counting on you." Instead of just Crow like usual. I think he says Scarecrow in one scene in the English dub. So I'm wondering, assuming that it just is an accurate translation, does he say, "All right, Kakashi, I'm counting on you"? Because if so, we need to find that.
Like, what do you?
Because then okay. I'm just gonna assume this exists, and I'm putting this as a swag pod topic. When was Konkuro counting on Kakashi?
You better remember what you mean by typing that.
Okay. I'll put in parentheses. Find scene of Konkuro saying, "All right, Scarecrow."
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'll have to obviously adjust it based on what he actually says, and if I can find it. But I'm pretty sure I have to watch all of Naruto to find this. When does he say this?
Well, do you know if
Let's
it's
just
at
hope
least
it's in the
filler or
scene, I
canon,
think.
or part 1 or part 2 or anything?
I think it's during the tuning exams when he's gonna cheat, like during the written exam at some point. Is what I think
that narrows it down significantly.
As long as that's correct.
To the one singular scene, like I know exactly where to go.
There's more than one place where he might say this thing I'm thinking of, but either way, it's not like I have to search through like the whole war arc for it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay, actually no. When he says "looks like Gaara's figured it out," I think, and then it's if it's the right scene, it's when he says after that. Okay, hold on, wait.
To be fair, that's so early in the dub, and Conqueror is such a new character. They might not even like know yet. Like they might still be translating it, as far as I know. Just throwing things in there. But while you're checking that, oh wow, that's so many comments. Okay, shout out. Let's go back up. Yo, what's up, station? I'm gonna post it in the Discord. Hold up. Okay, Darshikage. I'm guessing he posted it in Boruto spoilers, but I'll like scroll down and then like not look, I guess. Okay, well it's there's stuff at the bottom. There's 4-3. So okay, never mind. There's nothing new. So there's that. All this crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't know where he posted it, but hey, shout out Darshikage. Maybe in chat. Oh, okay, I see. We have some new Himawari info from @Naruto Koski account on Twitter. Turns out that Himawari has been living alone in the rest of years with some persons here, but nice and clean, and hopes that they'll return. I like that better as a translation. Then she was doing the Uzumaki chores. But it's really sad. I feel bad for Himawari. One thing I'm wondering, though, is that if Himawari was living alone at her own quest, where was Kawaki staying at these past few years? Okay, I got you. Yeah, but like Kamui said, on the mission with Ada, and we
he just says
physically
Crow
see
in that scene, but I feel like he says it in some scene.
Exactly. Well, maybe.
When am I gonna find this, hypothetically?
Whenever we rewatch all of Naruto.
Somebody's referencing Scarecrow as a puppet of his. Hold on. They said Kokoro has Sorcery, Ant, Crow, and Scarecrow, not Salamander. Who else is referencing Scarecrow? No, just highlighting nothing. Okay. Three Jerks and a Scarecrow, Chapter 4. What is this?
What? That's just some random thing that's not Naruto. You're just looking up Scarecrow now.
Yeah. I like this. Is Kokoro actually Kara's brother?
I mean, I can understand why they're asking that, to be fair.
Yeah.
I can see a similar post about Naruto and Sasuke. Are they brothers? Naruto said he's like a brother. What does that mean? Is there a plot twist later on? But either way, while you're looking for that, I'll read some more chats, I suppose. Wait a minute. Why are there MHA battles of Boruto topics?
Oh God. What have you done?
Okay, let's go see exactly what he's talking about. Oh yeah, this is for the Mellow thing, for whenever we get Mellow back on. Because I was looking at the stream and I was finding the exact thing I was referencing. But that's a different topic from Mellow, so it's fine. I thought he was referencing Sakura, which I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, based on the fact you've probably seen it. Where did I post this? I guess Naruto topics? Yes. So Kamui.
This does look like Sakura upside down.
It does look like Sakura, absolutely. Yeah, so this is the first time I saw her in the movie. This is My Hero Academia movie.
Dude, that is Sakura right there. It just
is Sakura, exactly, yeah. Okay, so I'm glad you're on the same page. This is just Sakura, just with a different colored hair. But it's like
no, this
Sakura.
is Tsunade and Sakura combined.
Yeah, like the headband, the hair especially, the hair in particular in this shot, but the face as well, clearly just Sakura. Like, I would just take one of these, like, bro, how is this not Sakura? Like, it's literally all I see. Like, just isolate
these ones are like a combination of Tsunade and Sakura to me, but
okay,
the black and white one is only Sakura.
Bro, like, that is just Sakura. The only distinguishable factor, if you just look at the face, aside from the color of the hair, would be, like, the pointy nose. That's the only thing, and that's the smallest thing ever. Aside from that, that just is Sakura's, like, exact design. Maybe, like, the forehead is, like, a slight inch larger, or, like, the indentation of, like, the face isn't exactly the same exact curvature. I don't know, but, like, this just is Sakura.
Both enough, but anyway.
This one's a little bit less, but I still think it's there. Here as well, it just looks like Sakura to me. And I didn't take every screenshot ever, because there's more that she looks like Sakura, but that was just hilarious. But yeah, no, just is Sakura. So we might as well do
like Sakura, but it's upside down. Like,
oh, you're gonna laugh. Her ability is to manipulate flowers. Like, every time she uses her ability, it's just flowers. Every
That
time.
should be Sakura's ability.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to insert Sakura and just steal her color palette, as it's colloquially used.
That would be interesting.
Okay, so move over here. Okay. Let's get this color hair. I guess the shading isn't gonna really work. A little bit messed up, but you get the vibe. Oh god. Okay. There we go. And then the green eyes. So not exactly the same, but
Getting on her face now.
God. This is so bad. I should have used a different image, but that's Sakura.
Does look like her.
Oh yeah, especially from afar. That's crazy. But I'm glad we covered that one. Okay. I thought this was funny. Naruto would never backstab the Shinju like this, as the community says, and I still think that's just wrong. So, remember that, meanwhile, that Naruto's just, like, punching an off-guard Kaguya because of his reverse sexy jutsu that Naruto himself chose to do in order to punch Kaguya because she's off-guard because of the sexy jutsu that he did to punch Kaguya? It's not the same thing because he's not befriending Kaguya, but I think you get the idea.
She's deceiving her. At the very least.
Exactly.
At the very least, he'd be willing to use the sexy jutsu, reverse sexy jutsu on
Shinju to punch him,
Monster.
kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's goofy, so it's not a mean or bad or evil thing. It's just as bad as any other deception. It's deception. Whatever.
Tactically, yeah.
People justify things however they want. Let's cover this. Shout out Sharkname. Good YouTuber. Definitely everyone go subscribe to Sharkname. But anyway, so they posted saying, if you remember the last scene in chapter 13, when Hidari was revived, why was it Jura who placed the Togedama on top of the black cube? I'm gonna guess that's soul thorn in Japanese. I mean, he's the leader, right? Why not Mamushi or even Matsuri? Why Jura specifically? I know it might seem silly or minor, but was it just a coincidence? Or was there a deeper reason behind it? So what do you think, Kamui?
Well, I'll just say that last part, vaguely speaking, it sounds like it was written by a certain someone. I'm sure you can figure it out.
I know.
And I said, Matsuri does it for Ryu in the literal same chapter.
So, as funny as that is, and it is very funny, that wasn't the perspective I was thinking of it from. So, let's keep in mind what he says. I mean, Jura's the leader, right? So, he's asking why Jura put on the soul thorn onto the cube specifically. But he already said why. Because he's the leader.
Yeah, he's the leader.
It's like, was there a deeper reason behind? You already said it's because he's the leader. What do you mean?
I mean, if I want to give an answer of why, so like, for example, because I mentioned Matsuri does it for Ryu, so why is Jura the one to do it for Hidari? It could be a thing to where Jura is especially interested in Hidari's development. It could be a thing to where he knows that Hidari is the highest potential because of Sasuke shenanigans. and Hidari's also the most blank slate, very interested in his identity. So like he could just take it. It's almost like the father-child thing. He has a particularly special interest in Hidari, and it's just like he wants to be the one to do it because it's like he's like the dad, basically.
I agree.
For Matsuri, though, she was the one interested in Shinki, which makes sense why she's the one who's super eager to awaken him and see what he's like. And Jura's kind of taking a back seat on that one. So it could be a thing along those lines for why they're each
not
supposed to do that.
Yes, technically, but she didn't know who that Soulthorn was going to be until afterwards. She just had anticipation that it could be Shinki.
No, I'm pretty sure she was specifically looking for Shinki. She just didn't know what the Shinju would be like, because as we know, Hidari's not like Sasuke.
I mean,
that's how I interpret it, at least.
Okay. At the very least, we have like a similar idea going on, just different interpretations that are close.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very cool though. Those two different interpretations. I'm not even going to disagree, just under the fact that that's just a cool interpretation.
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, both of them could be right. It's just
okay. I like that.
They both work.
Yeah. No, but I thought this was funny because if we're just gonna say that it has to be Jura and that's what he thinks, then he gave the answer. It's because he's leader. But if it's just not Jura every time, then yeah, it's just coincidence. There's no deeper reason. It's not always Jura. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Any other change you can do it. Was there a deeper reason behind
another reason?
Doing it?
Again, we know that Matsuri can do it, so let's get discredit what I'm about to say. But it could have been a thing to where it's not because he's leader, but because he's the 10 tails, so he has to do the 10 tailsy things.
Yeah,
could have been the answer.
That as well.
All right, let me see. There's something we can do the joke on. Atomic theme we can do some other time.
Yeah.
Okay, I can at least just present this. See if you have like a quick. Should we delete the Mitsuki one, or should we put that news topics or what?
I'll let you do all of your own topics. You decide for your own topics. I'll decide for mine. I figured that would be the best.
All right. I'll just put in news just in case you want to come back to it.
Yeah. Okay. I did delete that. I just out of instinct. I don't know if you wanted to put that in news topics.
No, that's fine. That's fine because we didn't have as much to say anyway. Like all these are older ones.
Yeah, you didn't delete them or remove them. I was gonna let you decide to do that.
I'll do that at some point. Are we kind of caught up? Well, I guess it depends on how much we scroll up into before we realize we forgot something.
Did you have another like if blank theory thing?
Oh, honestly, that one you can use it for infinite things. So like the one that I kind of had in mind was because I still need to freaking finish this video, but it's like why is Amado immune to omnipotence was the video, and then assuming he is, I was going through different ways he could have gone around omnipotence. So obviously the easy first one that everyone likes to talk about is Amado being an Osusuki. So I was like, well, if I were to write this, what would I want from it? And that's kind of how I got to the idea of the just blank Boruto theory were true. How would we write it?
Okay.
So I would keep that because I just think that can be a recurring thing.
Sure. Maybe even move that to intro topics then.
Sure. Let me go find it. Oh, there we go. Perfect. It wasn't too hard to find.
Okay.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
Completely random. At the end, when the drummer's like throwing the drumsticks or whatever, one of the drumsticks he threw was literally to the guy in the row right in front of me. But it was too far. I couldn't have caught it because it wasn't possibly in reach. But it was that close to me.
Do you know if it was a normal drumstick or was it like decked out to be Naruto themed?
I couldn't tell, but It's the ones they used for the Naruto orchestra.
That's funny. Was it just like a small drumstick, or was it one of the like big drumsticks for like the big drums? You know what I'm talking about? The ones with like the fluffy end on them. So I feel like he wouldn't even be allowed to throw it. Like it's probably owed to the people or whatever, not him. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know.
The same thing at the Attack on Titan concert with the conductors like pointer things.
That's so funny. They didn't do that at all for ours.
I still don't know what they do, what the conductors are doing exactly. Like, I see them like pointing around and all these things, but like, what are they doing? Like, I know they're doing it rhythmically to the music, but like, what are they doing?
That's funny. You got it backwards. They're not doing it to the music. They're doing it for the music to do it to him.
But like, doesn't the sheet music tell them what to do? Like,
he isn't doing it for like the pianos or anything. He's doing it for like other. Usually, it's the stringed instruments that can like swell, or even
I was
chorus.
always wondering like how exactly that works, but
it makes sense. Like if you've ever taken chorus, then you've seen someone do it or have someone do it.
Yeah, I never did chorus. I remember in 5th grade we had to go, and I was conveniently sick every time. I never went.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I literally threw up right before every time, and I was both happy and sad because it sucked throwing up, but I was happy I got out of it.
Okay. Yeah, I took chorus multiple years in high school, so I kind of get the idea. I can't explain it. It's just like a feeling almost, but like it makes sense. But like there's a logic to it.
In hindsight, I wish I took chorus because it'd be cool to know how to sing.
Yeah. It's almost like what we described intro topics to be. We know what they are. We just can't like say it.
We don't know what the criteria is, but we just know what it's right.
Yeah. It is 5:15. How much longer do we want to go?
We should probably stop.
Okay.
We're definitely not doing Final Destination.
Do you want to? I guess we're deleting this drumstick topic. We don't need this at all.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
I'll delete. There you go. All right. Ikimoto failed?
Ikimoto did indeed fail.
Okay, real quick, let's also just catch up on chat at least a little bit, just because I feel bad.
All right, I'll check and see if there's any spoilers.
Okay. Stream is doing good. Thanks, Space. It's also over, but yeah, I don't use Discord enough to put in base chat. Okay, yeah, okay. Thank you, Darshikage. We did see that. I thought the claw marks were made up of Code's blood. Shout out, hey, Station, and say what you just said. Therefore, they shouldn't be able to be shrunk. That's so hilarious. It's almost like you just read off Hey Station's comment almost. Ooh, yes, another rewrite. We could also do rewrites, but we're probably needing. Probably he lived with them for his youth. He knew all about the Kara members. I'm guessing that's a reference to Kawaki. Spoiler. Okay, yes, thank you, Martin Silva. We got that. Is Code still important to the story? He seems just so redundant. Well, he's important to this. I mean, if you ask Mello, he has little aura, which means his writing is unpreferable, regardless if it's good or bad. But if you ask me, I'm a Code
aura
fan.
Means everything.
What I will say, Paul Aeroldi, and I'll even pin your comment, if you would like to see a very good Code narrative video, I would recommend Screenwriter's Perspective, which is in the description, and I have a Code video. In fact, I'm sharing my screen on the stream. I'll just show you how to do it. Okay, so here, you go to Edit, you go down to Screenwriter's Perspective. On your end, you'll be able to click this, and it'll just pop up. In fact, let me just pull up a different window so I can just do that, I guess. Real quickly. Stream. The stream. Yeah, okay, so this is what you guys get. Just go to the description, click on Screenwriter's Perspective, go to videos, and watch all of them, but in particular, it's gonna be, what's the point of Code? You click on that and you watch it. It's only
Yep.
6 minutes long, so there you go. That's the best code video on YouTube. And you scroll down and you have also a lot of addendum comments that just add on a lot of extra notes that are also equally good. But yeah, definitely check that out. I'll even make it easy for you by linking it in the...
If you want more code videos, I've also done code videos.
And here, I'll link Kamui as well, but I'll also find a way to get to it. All right, Kamui, so I'm going to go to your channel. All right, so I'm on
It's
Kamui
more than
channel.
one code video.
Let me just type in code. Any of these, all
A
right.
lot of them. No, but that's not the one in particular. So I think if you scroll down, why is Gara showing? You know what? Screw it. Watch the Gara one first, then watch the code one.
Okay, so here's the Gara one for anyone that wants to see it. Very good. I don't even want to spoil what that is. Just go see it. I can concur. It is good.
All right, there's two ones. Okay, so I don't even remember what I say in the what you missed about Koni Kawaki video, but I think I have to do with their parallels, and it's really old. And then, might as well watch it. And then the actual one after is if you keep scrolling down, probably.
There's like 5 links at this point.
Oh yeah, there it is. The honest truth one. Yeah.
Love to see it. Well, stream, you got like 1 billion call to action, so that's a justifiable reason to end stream early. It's practically not early for the viewers.
Wait, real quick. We were supposed to advertise this. We never did. Okay. Attention, dear viewers and subscribers and everything. As you may have noticed, we upload like 500 videos a day, and we were thinking that's arguably terrible for YouTube algorithm. And so
Mello was
we need to test something, which is make one of those daily videos members only. So it's 2 videos a day and members only. And so all of you guys who love our videos should become a member so you can see all like 6 billion members only videos we have at this point. And it's only going to keep growing exponentially because we're going to test this. So become a member. It's literally not that expensive at all. And then you get to watch a lot of videos extra.
As a matter of fact, I just thought about this. I think the best thing for not only us in terms of giving us time to advertise and we know when it's going to start, but also for the viewer, just so that like they don't even have to worry about, oh, if I get it at the end of the month, is it going to charge me twice at the beginning of the month? So I think it's just best to just do it on the 1st of the month and we just go until the end of the month just to see. So for next month.
Right, yeah.
So what is that? It's June next month? Yeah, so for the month of June.
Yeah, assuming that it's the membership thing starts then and it doesn't do it the way that ads payment works. I don't know how it actually might be a thing to where it's like the 21st of every month that it starts. We need to figure that out.
I feel like that complicates things. We'll just make it the 1st.
Yeah, but then it's not the beginning of the billing cycle of
yeah, but
memberships
okay,
and ideas.
Kamui, you are the 0.01% that knows the billing cycle. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're making it easy for everyone else.
Nobody's gonna become a member, guy.
You can become a member early. You can do it right now. There's plenty of videos there.
Exactly. You have like 500 videos in there. Just become a member. One of you watching, become a member. I don't know how many are watching, but
you get to see a ton of videos. There's gonna be a 1 member video every single day next month because you're gonna get 1 less video in the algorithm in terms of watching for free, because not for like needing members or greedy or money, strictly just because we're uploading too much, possibly, and we're just gonna test to see if that is true.
Yeah, we're gonna find out if we are over uploading.
Yeah, so it's
but we
not...
don't want to waste anything.
Exactly.
So we're gonna make it members only. So
yeah. Okay. So just to make sure that we're not being greedy in terms of the viewer eyes, we just are going to be uploading 2 videos a day for free, and
we're doing a bonus members video to keep it the 3 consistent. So we're
Exactly.
we are just objectively reducing the number of videos that we upload, but you can still watch the same amount of videos if you want.
Yeah.
Because either way, we're cutting down to 2, regardless if we upload for members or not. We're just doing members only as well. Just awesome.
We just don't want to waste it. Save it somewhere.
Yes. So there will be no 8
You'll
o'clock
remember
videos.
to watch all of the videos. You think about it, that's 30 videos a month for like $5.
I think we also have like $1 or
pretty good
$2 membership deal as well. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. You guys will figure it out.
I don't know. But all I know is that's probably more than any other channel's doing for their members.
Yeah. Yeah, so the videos will still be at the same time. It's going to be 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. is when they'll be scheduled every single day. Just no 8 o'clock videos for next month. So there you go.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Members videos.
Yeah.
So become a member.
All right, and over and out.
You come out of mail.